Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Naruto. God-level development system at the beginning. Chapter 81. When Third Raikage and Minato confront each other and dare not act rashly. Makoto's and Kushina's forms are completely different. With Makoto's Mangekyo Sharingan and Kushina's Nine Tails Golden Body Mode, Yiki and Killer Bee are miserable. Makoto driving the Susanoo is really playing with Yaoi. Yaoian's attack. Sorry. He's not the fourth Raikage from decades later, who can't break through Makoto Susanoo's defense at all. So you can only passively avoid Makoto's attack. And Makoto's Flame of Amaterasu and A-level ninjutsu Flame Burning Heaven complement each other, chasing Yaoi in a panic. Yaoi's burned hair, half of her hair and torn clothes all proved how miserable he was at this time. As for Killer Bee, it's even worse. Yaoi's image is just miserable. But Killer Bee was already bruised and swollen at this time, because he was beaten by Kushina. Xiaoba, you stupid, you fool, you crow-mouth, you really hit the mark. Lord Third Raikage has nothing to do with that yellow-haired kid. Our plan is about to fail. While dodging Kushina's attack, Killer Bee complained to Gyuki helplessly. God is pitiful. If it wasn't for his strong recovery ability as a Jinchuriki, he would have been lying dead now. This girl's fist hurts so much, she is almost a humanoid female Tyrannosaurus Rex. I knew my premonition was right. Sure enough, the Third Raikage of your village couldn't take down that yellow-haired boy at all. It's all your fault for not listening to me. You should be beaten up now. Yuki gloated over what happened to Killer Bee while making sarcastic remarks. Don't gloat, think of a solution quickly. I'm dying of pain, let's completely turn into a tailed beast, how about it? Killer Bee was so angry that Xiaoba was still gloating at the critical moment, which was simply unreasonable. It's not that good. Don't think that you are the only one who can transform into a tailed beast. If my predictions are correct, that little girl can also completely transform into a tailed beast, and she can do it better than you. After all, the gap between you is too great. Yuki slapped him mercilessly, although he hated to admit it, but he really couldn't beat Kurama's stinky fox. Moreover, with the physique of the Whirlpool clan, it can withstand the power of the tailed beast more perfectly. Killer Bee can't do that now. So Gyuki will not do things that are destined to be slapped in the face. Xiaoba, you stupid, you are so unreliable, you even lost the chain at a critical moment. Killer Bee scolded Gyuki angrily. But Gyuki is determined not to cooperate with Killer Bee's complete tail beast transformation. You can have chakra, you can take all of them, but if you want to completely tail beast transformation, don't even think about it. I don't want to be beaten. After looking at the tragic situation of his son and Killer Bee, Third Raikage has decided to retreat. Because there is no need to continue to consume, what if one of them dies? Bye, son, we retreat. After Third Raikage finished speaking, he ran towards the Land of Thunder, and Yaoi and Killer Bee also started to retreat without hesitation upon seeing this. They were all about to collapse, and only those who were quasi-cage level were hung and beaten by two women who were basically full of vitality. If it weren't for Yaoi's fast enough speed and Killer Bee's strong recovery power, he would probably be able to play GG. It was this that Third Raikage decided to retreat. The difference in strength between Yaoi and Killer Bee is too great, and there is no way to do it. After I go back, add training to me, you look at others, and then look at yourselves. Third Raikage had never suffered the shame of being defeated and fleeing, but he had to bear it for a while, but he did not let Yiki and Killer Bee go, and believed that there would be a cruel practice waiting for them after returning to Cloud Shinobi Village. Call. After turning off the Mangekyo Sharingan, Makoto let out a sigh of relief. Turning on the Mangekyo for a long time was still very damaging, and his eyes were aching right now. I had to cover my eyes, as if it would relieve the pain a little. It seems that it is imperative to synchronize the sage body to Makoto, otherwise it will be bad if the strength decreases. Well, I'm not doing it for my own sake, I'm doing it for Makoto. Quote. Minato shamelessly thought, I decided to take down Makoto after Mukura this time. Also sync sage body to her. After watching Makoto, look at Kushina again, she still looks full of energy, not like she just went through a battle at all. Sure enough, it belongs to the Uzumaki family, and now with Kurama, it has become a perpetual motion machine. Hey, Minato, am I really strong now? That 8 Tails Jinchuriki is older than me, but I hang him up and fight in 2 battles. He's really weak, and Jinchuriki isn't there yet. Kushina walked over with a smile to show off his force value, and belittled the opponent by the way, he was simply a scumbag. That is, my Nana is the most powerful, not something ordinary people can compare with. Minato rubbed Kushina's head, not stingy with his praise. Kushina squinted her eyes, enjoying Minato's touch. 220. Let's go on our love journey. Minato held Kushina and Makoto in his arms and set off for the next stop. And their next stop is the country of Vortex, Kushina's mother's house. Now that I have found my beloved, it is time to go home. It has been 6 years since I came out of the village, and I am still very excited when I think about it. I don't know how my parents are doing, if they miss me. Kushina thought to herself. As for why he went to the country of Uzumaki, it was because Minato remembered that the Uzumaki clan seemed to be feared by the major ninja villages because of the Grandmaster sealing technique. Finally, ninjas were sent to wipe them out. And now there is no news about Uzumaki being destroyed in the ninja world, so Minato wants to prevent it from happening. After all, it is Kushina's family, how could he watch them being destroyed? So Minato is going to go to the Uzumaki country next stop, and then lay a huge defensive barrier on the address of the Uzumaki family. In this way, when the people of Ninja Village want to attack the Uzumaki clan, they must first break the defensive barrier of the door. And if you want to break the barrier, you need at least 3 times the strength of Minato to do it. And with the comprehensive strength of Minato's senior Kage level now, 3 times his strength, it is estimated that only Super Kage level can meet the requirements. As for the number of people, no matter how many people there are, it is impossible to twist the strength into a rope. This is a problem of quality. The country of Iron is not far from the country of Vortex, they are both on the border of the country of Fire, and it does not take a day to reach the border of the country of Vortex by boat. It was already a day and a half later when Minato came to the Uzumaki country, and it took half a day to reach the hidden Uzushio village. Then, when Minato and others were heading towards hidden Uzushio village, 2 waves of unknown people also headed towards hidden Uzushio village from different directions. This is a group of well-trained ninjas. At first glance, they are not owned by ordinary ninja villages. Only the 5 major countries can train them. Their forehead protectors have been removed, which shows that they do not want to reveal their identities. These 2 groups of people and Minato set foot on the land of the Uzumaki kingdom almost at the same time, but Minato and the others walked slowly, while these unknown people hurried on their way. It is estimated that Minato left when they arrived at the Uzushio hidden village less than halfway. 2 groups of unknown people slowly approached the hidden Vortex village. When they came to the hidden Vortex village, they found that there was a group of people like them, and there were a lot of people on both sides. This made them feel awkward. It is impossible for them to start working outside their house now, everyone knows their purpose, and now both families want the sealing technique in Uzumaki hidden village. If they fight to the death in advance, they will not only startle the snake, but let the people inside find out, and with their remaining strength, they may even be wiped out by the people of Uzumaki hidden village. The people of the 2 teams are in a stalemate here, and no one dares to move. More than an hour and nearly 2 hours passed like this, and people on both sides felt that the delay could no longer continue, otherwise, if the other party found out, they would be passive. At this time, the captains of the operations of both sides stood up and came together. Everyone is well aware of the purpose. There are nearly 100 people on both sides of you, and it is definitely unrealistic to fight. I have a proposal. We divide an area, and whoever grabs the things in this area will be the one. Do you have any comments? One of them gave an opinion that it can't go on like this. There is no problem, but the barrier of Uzumaki hidden village requires both of us to break it together. After the barrier is broken, we will each start to snatch our own spoils. The other person thought for a while and agreed. After all, he also thought the same way. As for whether the 2 parties really have nothing to do with each other in the end, that will be discussed after the Uzushio hidden village is destroyed. Before that, they wouldn't fight each other. As for the destruction of Ushio hidden village, it depends on whether there is anything worth doing. We also know your origins, so you don't need to hide it. Your water style cooperates with our lightning style, attacking together, there is no problem. One of them clarified the relationship between the 2. Needless to say, there are only ninjas from the land of thunder and the land of water who are good at water style and lightning style, and they are the only ones who can directly cross the ocean to the land of URL up. Snort. The other person just snorted coldly, and didn't make any sophistry. Everyone is a sensible person. If you hide it like this, you will look down on the other person's IQ, and you will also appear to be mentally handicapped. The two groups came to the edge of Uzumaki Hidden Village, looked at the enchantment in front of them, and nodded at each other. There are all of them, and the water slag is ready. Everyone is there, lightning style is ready. The two captains began to give orders, and everyone was concentrating on it, ready to seal. Put. Following the order of the captain of the two groups, the ferocious water dragon, combined with a trace of electric arc, rushed towards the barrier of the hidden URL Tide Village. It's the combination of water-style water dragon bomb technique and lightning-style ground walk. The powerful water-style and lightning-style attacks were on the barrier, causing cracks to appear on the barrier of Uzushio Hidden Village. However, the barrier of Uzumaki Hidden Village is indeed unique. Even such a powerful attack did not defeat him all at once. In the original book, when Kushina and Minato sealed Nine Tails in Naruto's body, Sarutobi Hiruzen stood outside the barrier, but there was nothing he could do, and he couldn't get in. They could only enter after the two died and the barrier dispersed. You can know how powerful the enchantment of Uzushio Hidden Village is. But no matter how powerful it is, it can't withstand the continuous bombardment of so many people. After all, it is a continuous attack of nearly 200 people. Even if it is scattered a lot, it cannot be blocked by the barrier of Uzushio Hidden Village. After resisting for another minute, the barrier of Uzushio Hidden Village finally shattered. But such a big commotion on their side has already alarmed the people in Uzuo Hidden Village. 1 minute is enough for all the high-level officials of Uzuo Hidden Village to gather. Quote. Who are you guys? Why did you attack our Uzuoshio Hidden Village? The patriarch of Uzumaki Hidden Village, that is, Kushina's father, Uzumaki looked at the two groups of uninvited guests with a serious face tomorrow, and he felt that Uzumaki Hidden Village was in danger today. Don't waste your time talking, rush up and kill these people who have combat power, then we can slowly search for things in Ushio Hidden Village. The ninja of Thunder Country, that is, the captain sent by Cloud Shinobi Village this time is just like their third Raikage, so irritable, they chose the most direct method, directly attacking. The people from Kurigakure didn't have any ink marks either, and rushed towards the vortex together with the people from Cloud Shinobi Village. Quickly, arrange for everyone to start fleeing, try to escape to Konoha, Nana is there, you can seek their shelter, I will block them. Seeing that the two groups were going to kill each other if they disagreed, Uzumaki didn't know what the other party was thinking, and frantically urged the young fighters behind him to protect the tribe and retreat, while the old guys stayed behind and fought to the death. Do you think you can stop us with your little fighting power? Dream. Suffer. The captain of the team led by Cloud Shinobi Village looked at Uzumaki disdainfully, and then rushed towards Uzumaki together with Kurigakure's captain. Of course, the ninjas behind him were not idle and rushed up together. His clansman was behind him, and the vortex couldn't retreat tomorrow, so he rushed up with a group of old guys without hesitation. Even if it was death, he would delay them, so that the clansmen had enough time to escape. Boom boom boom. Adamantine sealing chains. The people of the Uzumaki clan let out a loud shout, and used this sealing technique that combined offense and defense. The overwhelming chains were woven in front of them to form a strong defense. And the overwhelming lightning-style ninjutsu and water-style ninjutsu generally hit the protective wall for free. As soon as the two sides fought, the Uzumaki clan retreated steadily. After all, the younger generation arranged for the clan to flee, and the remaining old guys were only 20 to 30 people. How could they resist the attack of 200 people on the opposite side? After only one round of attack, the adamantine sealing chains of Vortex Tomorrow and the others were forced, and all of them were blown out, and all of them were seriously injured and lay on the ground. You came here because you want the sealing technique of Uzumaki Hidden Village. We can give it to you. I just ask you to release the people behind me, otherwise you will never find the place where the strongest sealing technique of our Uzumaki clan is located. Choose me tomorrow to see that I and others are defeated after only holding on for a while, so I quickly resorted to my trump card. Sure enough, the people of the two teams stopped attacking. Their goal was the sealing technique. If they only got some simple sealing techniques, then it would be meaningless to attack Uzuoshio Hidden Village this time. Their goal wanted the core sealing technique from the very beginning, those sealing techniques that could be used to suppress the tailed beast and the sealing techniques of the same level as him. The eyes of the captains of the two teams were shining with gold, and they didn't know whether they should trust this old guy. I didn't lie to you. The core sealing scroll of the Whirlpool clan is not in the village at all. Even if you turn the village upside down, you won't be able to find it. My only request is to release those clansmen. The Whirlpool saw the hesitant eyes of the two tomorrow, and immediately continued talking. It seems that you really cherish your people. I also give you two choices. Either tell me the whereabouts of the core seal scrolls now. I might let them go if I am in a good mood. Or, we will kill your Uzumaki now. Clan of the clan. The captain of Cloud Shinobi Village said grimly that he didn't plan to let the Uzumaki clan go, but he was determined to get the sealed scroll, so he was taking a gamble. For the safety of those clansmen, Uzumaki will announce the location of the core seal scroll tomorrow, and bet on the chance of survival when it is in place. Why should I trust you? Whirlpool tomorrow looked gloomy. You have no choice, it depends on whether you gamble or not. The captain of Cloud Shinobi Village looked at Tomorrow Whirlpool playfully. Uzumaki fell silent tomorrow. He is not an idiot, how could he speak out when his clansmen are not safe? With the character of this group of guys, after getting the location of the scroll, how could they let his clansmen go? They just said it at the beginning just to buy more time. So he keeps silent now, and if he can delay for a while, it will depend on the fate of the clansmen themselves. He is really trying his best to delay the time. You old guy dare to play me, dare to delay time, you go to hell. Seeing that Uzumaki remained silent and refused to speak tomorrow, the chief captain of Cloud Shinobi Village finally reflected. Immediately, he became angry from embarrassment, and Yinwang's lightning style chakra condensed in his hand. Lightning style, Black Panther. Lightning style chakra condensed into a black leopard, and rushed towards Uzumaki tomorrow, who was lying on the ground, seriously injured and unable to move. Goodbye Nana, goodbye child mother, I hope you can escape to find Nana, I will try my best. Seeing that the black leopard was about to concentrate himself, Uzumaki closed his eyes in despair tomorrow. Boom, a loud bang sounded, and the lightning style Black Panther of the chief captain of Cloud Shinobi Village was shattered by a big blue ball. Then everyone saw boys and girls with black, yellow, and red hair appearing in front of Uzumaki tomorrow. Uzumaki, who closed his eyes and waited to die, saw that he did not die tomorrow, and that the ninjutsu did not attack him, so he opened his eyes bhdg in doubt. Could it be that the ninja missed his ninjutsu? The moment he opened his eyes, he found three figures standing in front of him, among which the one with red hair was so familiar. His heart moved, and he stared at the back of the red-haired girl in disbelief, his eyes filled with tears. Is that you, Nana? Uzumaki Asuka gritted his teeth, looking at the girl expectantly. Ah, dear dad, long time no see, it's been 6 years, it's really embarrassing to meet you again. Kushina turned her head and looked at her father with a smile, but his heart was already erupting like a volcano. Looking at his flying long hair, one could tell how angry he was. Almost, just a little bit, his dear father was about to die, how could he not be angry? Ah, I made my daughter laugh. Is Konoha's reinforcements here? Vortex breathed a sigh of relief tomorrow, it seems that he doesn't have to die. Seeing this, the people from Cloud Shinobi Village and Kurigakure on the other side also looked around vigilantly. They also thought that the news had leaked and Konoha's reinforcements had arrived. Ah, there is no reinforcements, just the three of us. I am completing the mission in the Iron Country. I thought I haven't seen my dad for so long, so I came to have a look. Kushina replied stupidly, confused, what are you three doing here? You are sending yourself to death. Run away. And Uzumaki's heart that had been put down tomorrow suddenly lifted again, and his expression changed drastically. The body, which was already seriously injured, could not help but spit out a mouthful of blood with a, wow. Dad, are you okay? Seeing Uzumaki vomiting blood tomorrow, Kushina hurriedly stepped forward to treat him with medical ninjutsu. Not only did he learn Tsunade's strange power, but he also involved in a dozen medical ninjutsu. After stabilizing Uzumaki's injury tomorrow, Kushina stood up blankly, and she wanted to avenge his dear father. When Kushina said that there were only 3 of them, the people from Cloud Shinobi Village and Kurigakure were obviously relieved, and then they showed ferocious smiles. Kid, suddenly ran out and frightened them, I want to make you feel hopeless. Minato, Sister Makoto, my dad, and please take care of me, please don't meddle in the future, I want myself to get back with revenge. Kushina's hair began to fly wildly, as she shouted from the bottom of her heart, Kurama. Oh, I see, I can't bear to see you dare to bully your clansman and father, old man, it's time to show off your muscles and let people in the ninja world see the horror of the strongest tailed beast. 9. Kurama stood up, clasped his hands together, and showed a sneer. He could feel Kushina's anger in his heart, and of course, as a friend, he should do his best to help. As Kurama stood up, Kushina's hair began to turn blonde, and lines began to appear on her body, even on her hands. This is a different texture than the Nine Tails gilded pattern. When Kurama's chakra merged with him completely, a huge Nine Tails appeared on the spot, and Kushina stood on the head of Nine Tails. The 9 tails behind 9 tails swayed like Kushina's wildly flying hair before. I appeared with the huge figure of 9 tails, whether it was the Cloud Shinobi Village and Kurigakure ninjas who were about to rush up to destroy the 3 of Kushina, or the fleeing Uzumaki clan, they all stopped. It is really the 9 tails that are as high as a hill, it is so elegant. Kushina, this is the first time after all, so you only have half an hour to fully transform into a tailed beast this time, hurry up. After 9 tails fully appeared, Kurama's voice sounded in Kushina's heart. Half an hour, it's enough to deal with these awful. Kushina's eyes sparkled when she heard that, and she was full of confidence. Then let's start our reckless attacks and let these ambitious guys know what despair is. How could Kurama, who has lived for thousands of years, not know why the other party attacked Uzushio Hidden Village? Don't they just want to get the sealing technique and deal with the tailed beast? Kurama can see what these people are thinking at a glance. Oh, it's coming. Kushina grinned, and saw 9 tails raised his right hand, and slapped the ants under his feet. At this moment, the ninjas of Cloud Shinobi Village and Uenian Village are experiencing the despair that Uzumaki had just experienced. Did I make a mistake? It was agreed that there would be no reinforcements, but only the 3 of you. What happened to this stinky fox? Isn't he counted as reinforcements? This fox is comparable to hundreds of reinforcements, probably more than that. Escape. Escape as far as you can, one is the one who can escape. At the moment when 9 tails appeared, the 2 captains issued the same orders as Uzumaki and Hazashi just now, and they were also desperate at this moment. Who would have known that the 9 tails Jinchuriki would actually run out, and whose Jinchuriki would run around everywhere, staying obediently in the village, unless they were pulled out for a walk during a war to increase their shock and combat effectiveness. Boom. Although some people started to flee, more people stood still. The slap of 9 tails killed more than a dozen of them on the spot. Seen from a high altitude, these 200 ninjas looked like a group of densely packed ants. Papa papa. The 2 slaps of 9 tails kept slapping the ground, like swatting flies. As for the ninjas who fled far away, under the perception of Kushina Kagura's mind, a tailed beast bomb sprayed out from 9 tails' mouth, and shot at the ninjas in an unknown ninja village running desperately in the distance. With a lot of chakra, Kushina doesn't think it's a waste for one person to reward a tailed beast bomb. After shooting more than 100 people to death, Kushina started his career as a sniper, and the tailed beast bomb shot at those ninjas who were fleeing for no money. Kushina can't remember how many tailed beast bombs he shot, whether it was 30 or 40, whoever, it doesn't matter anyway, and he will recover soon. When Kagura could no longer perceive the ninja, Kushina finally stopped the sniper movement. Of course, the captain of this operation was specially taken care of by Kushina from the very beginning. They are the first to die, who makes them the most able to arouse Kushina's hatred value. Thank you, Kurama, hehe. Seeing that the enemies were gone, Kushina retracted chakra, and slowly retreated from the fully tailed beast mode. Nai, you are. Uzumaki was really shocked tomorrow. This is his daughter, the group of people who can make the Uzumaki family exterminate. Just like this, they were shot to death by his daughter, shot to death, there was no resistance at all. Look at the tailed beast bomb that shakes the ground, and you can feel the powerful chakra fluctuations from a long distance. Although I know that my daughter was taken to Konoha because she wanted to make a container for Nine Tails, but I never thought that my daughter is so good at using Nine Tails chakra so proficiently. Hey, surprise or surprise, your daughter is now a master, a master, a master. Kushina was quite narcissistic and wanted to show off her small muscles, but unfortunately, the flat biceps could not be bulged, and the result was embarrassingly retracted. Minato looked helpless when he saw this. If you really bulged up, my little heart wouldn't be able to stand it. Ha 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 ha. Seeing his daughter, Uzumaki laughed happily. Tomorrow, my Nana's character has not changed, it's great. Hi uncle, I'm Namikaze Minato. The enemies have been driven away. Minato stepped forward and introduced himself. Hi uncle, I am Makoto Yongzebo. Makoto naturally followed quickly. Okay, you are Kushina's good friends. Thank you Zai Konoha for taking care of Nana. Come with me to the village, uncle treats you well. Being able to come to Uzumaki Hidden Village with her daughter is naturally a very good friend, so Uzumaki is very enthusiastic tomorrow. Let's go Minato, I'll show you where I lived when I was a child. Kushina didn't shy away from suspicion at all, holding Minato's arm and happily walking and jumping. Good. Minato fondly stretched out his hand to hang Kushina's little nose. On the other hand, Uzumaki frowned when he saw this tomorrow, and started to fetch water again. At first I thought it was my daughter's friend, but now it seems scary that it is just a friend, it should be a boyfriend or something. Not bad, very handsome, suitable for my daughter. I just don't know how good my strength is, but if I can get my daughter's favor, it won't be much worse than my strength, and I should be able to protect my own woman well. Thinking about it this way, Uzumaki will be even happier tomorrow. He never broke his smile along the way. It's like looking at a son-in-law. This made Minato very embarrassed, but who told the other party to be the future father-in-law? Just watch it if you want. We are also people who have gone through big scenes, so the pressure brought by this point of view is still bearable. With the appearance of Nine Tails, after all the future enemies were wiped out, all the members of the Uzumaki clan who were about to flee and were on the way to escape returned. This is Mrs. Kushina. I have been away for 6 years. I didn't expect to grow up so much. Not only has she grown up, but her strength has also become so strong. She is indeed the princess of our Uzuoshio Hidden Village. She is our hero. Master Kushina, thank you for saving the Uzumaki clan. Is Master Kushina falling in love and playing with that boy's hand all the time? As expected of Master Kushina, my boyfriend is so handsome. After entering the Hidden Vortex village, the villagers who got the news along the way rushed over eagerly, wanting to see the heroes who belonged to their Hidden Vortex village. When Kushina heard the villagers' comments, she raised her head proudly, and greeted the villagers' attention. After arriving at the residence of the head of the Uzumaki clan, those Uzumaki clan members all dispersed, leaving only the 3 of Kushina and Uzumaki tomorrow. Obviously, the next conversation between the patriarch and the others is a housework, and they don't want to go over and be a light bulb. Especially the yellow-haired boy whose arm was played by Kushina was the main question of their patriarch. My little cabbage was by others, so I had to inquire carefully, but they couldn't intervene. Mom, I'm back. As soon as he entered the door, he saw a beautiful woman waiting. Seeing this, Kushina jumped up happily and hugged her tightly. She is Kushina's mother, Nanako Vortex. You naughty girl is back. I miss my mother to death. She doesn't think she will never see you again. Nanako Uzumaki hugged Kushina and shed tears of excitement. Before Kushina came, she really thought that mother and daughter would never see each other again. Hey, didn't I come back? I saved everyone in the village. Kushina shrugged her nose, looking playful and cute. Come on, let me introduce you. This is my sister Makoto. As for the next one, it is your daughter and my sweetheart, his name is Namikaze Minato. Quote. Kushina is not shy either. Anyway, her father has seen how close she and Minato are, so naturally she gave Nanako Uzumaki less. Sure enough, when I heard about Nanako, all the attention was focused on Minato. There is a saying that the more the mother-in-law looks at the son-in-law, the more satisfied she is. Minato's handsome face naturally satisfied Nanako Uzumaki very much. Sure enough, no matter which world you are in, it is a world that depends on your face, and good looks are the representatives of justice. Hello, Auntie, please give me your advice. Here Kushina introduced everything, and Minato naturally came forward to say hello, and of course took out a gift from the portable space, which was a bracelet. He is not as sloppy as Kushina, who does not prepare anything for the first time. Then he took out 2 bottles of wine and handed them to Vortex tomorrow. He was so happy that he couldn't close his mouth from ear to ear. This is how courtesy is more important than affection. They don't care what gift Minato gives, what they care about is Minato's affection. Then Minato was warmly invited inside by the 2 of them, and of course Makoto was not left behind. Nanako Uzumaki even cooked for Minato and Makoto. A group of people chatted until late at night, talking about Kushina's trivial matters among Konoha, especially his nicknames Blood Red Pepper and Tomato, which made Tamaro Uzumaki and Nanako Uzumaki laugh heartily. The shy Kushina lowered her head, very embarrassed. Originally, Nanako Uzumaki had to prepare a room for Minato and Makoto, but Kushina directly said no, and pulled Minato and Makoto to live in the place where she used to live. There are often people cleaning here. It should be the credit of Nanako Uzumaki. It seems that she also misses her daughter very much. Night, Vortex tomorrow's room. Hey, don't you think our daughter's boyfriend, that Minato and that Makoto also have an unusual relationship? In the dead of night, the whirlpool Nanako may have seen her long-lost daughter unable to sleep today, so she brought the topic to her future son-in-law. I've seen it for a long time, but seeing that the 3 of them get along so well, I didn't say much. Since my daughter doesn't mind, why should we as parents care about it? Besides, I think Minato is also a very good child, gentle and polite, especially for our Nana. That is really nothing to say. Nana is not bullied in Konoha, thanks to Feed. Children and grandchildren have their own blessings. As parents, we only need to bless them. Quote. With Uzumaki's shrewdness, he naturally discovered the complicated relationship between Kushina, Makoto and Minato. What's more, the daughter directly dragged them to live in the same room. Doesn't that explain the problem? Hey, that's what I thought too. Since Nana didn't object, and seeing how close he is with that Makoto, I'm going to turn a blind eye and let it go. Uzumaki Nanako is also very helpless, but considering Minato's excellence and her own woman's determination, she can only let it go. Go to sleep. That boy Minato said just now that he will give us an incomparable dowry gift tomorrow. I don't know what it is. It must be a good thing to make him so solemn. Speaking of this betrothal gift, Uzumaki has some expectations tomorrow. That's right, I'm also very much looking forward to the dowry that Minato just said. After the 2 chatted about Minato for a while, they fell into a deep sleep. Land of Thunder, Cloud Shinobi Village. Not long after they came back, 3rd Raikage received very bad news. The troops they secretly went to the country of the Vortex lost contact. I lost contact again. What did the intelligence department do? Can't even take down a Uzushio hidden village. That's the elite of our Cloud Shinobi village. A few days ago, I lost face at Minato, and I had nowhere to vent my temper caused by a teenager. Now that I have encountered such an annoying thing, it's no wonder that 3rd Raikage didn't explode. You have to know that there are 100 elite ninja troops. Jonin alone has 10, elite Jonin is as high as 5, and there is a quasi-cage level captain. What kind of power can make this group of people lose contact? Uzumaki Hidden Village doesn't have such strength at all. If 3rd Raikage knew that these people were killed by Kushina alone, he would probably be even more furious. They are simply the nemesis of Cloud Shinobi Village, and nothing good happens every time they meet them. The same thing happened in Kurigakure, losing so many people at once. Even 4th Mizukage Yagura realized the seriousness of the matter in an instant. Involuntarily, Anbu was sent to the hidden Uzumaki village, wanting to find out what was going on. After all, he had just become 4th Mizukage not long ago, and it was a blow to him that so many people disappeared in an instant. At this time the citrus Yagura has not been controlled by Uchiha Madara. Doing things is naturally for the sake of the village. Early the next morning, after Minato and the others had dinner, the whirlpool started to take him around the hidden whirlpool village tomorrow. The whole Ushio hidden village is not big, it is much smaller than Konoha, not even 1/10 of it. It's not bad to have 1/20 of the area. After visiting the entire Uzushio hidden village, Minato had a rough plan in mind. He began to bury his characteristic triangular kunai and sealing spells around Ushio hidden village. After burying the sealing spell in 8 places, Minato came again to Uzumaki's house tomorrow. The 9 triangular forks that are used as the eyes of the formation are buried here. After doing all this, Minato crouched down. Ninja method, 8 trigrams 9 heaven formation. Following Minato's burst of shouting, he slapped his hands to the ground, sending chakra frantically into his eyes. And Uzumaki, Mingri and others on the side twitched their mouths. If it weren't for the very serious moment, he couldn't help laughing out loud, and made complaints by the way. What kind of crappy names are these? The talent of this future son-in-law in naming is really invincible. Even Kushina and Makoto discovered for the first time that Minato's naming talent was so powerful. Along with the input of Minato's chakra, the shadow clone in the 8 directions of the hidden village of the tide also input chakra at the same time. Immediately, 9 rays of light shot up into the sky, and after the 8 rays of light outside rose to hundreds of meters, they wanted to get closer to the rays of light at the eye of the formation. In the end, the 9 rays of light entangled together, covering the entire Uzuoshio hidden village together. Ha ha. At this time, Minato looked drained, with deeply sunken eye sockets. For details, after Pain attacked Konoha, Yamato released wood style to build a house. It's really not human. I didn't expect this defensive enchantment to require so many chakra. If it weren't for my young master's chakra, I really wouldn't be able to play with this enchantment. It's really not a loss if the development rate reaches 100% reward S level ceiling enchantment. Quote. Minato complained frantically in his heart, if it wasn't for special circumstances next time, he wouldn't arrange this thing again, it's too bad. Minato, how are you okay? Seeing Minato's appearance, everyone came up and looked at him with concern. It's really not flattering at all with his current appearance, it's too scary. Ha, it's okay, it's just that the consumption is too large. I didn't expect that this enchantment would need to consume so much chakra. Minato waved his hands weakly, looked at Makoto beside him, and didn't care about being stared at, and lay directly in his arms, really tired. Thank you, Minato, for everything you've done for me. Kushina also squatted down, looking at Minato with tears in her eyes. Silly girl, your business is my business. In order not to worry you, I should do this. Rubbing Kushina's head, Minato said softly. Kushina didn't say any more hypocritical words, but held his hand tightly. Uncle, this defensive barrier will usually absorb the natural energy from the outside world and maintain it forever. Even with the number of people like yesterday, 3 times more people will not be able to break this defensive barrier. From now on, you can live here with peace of mind all the time, and you don't have to worry about someone coveting your sealing technique and coming to trouble Ashio Hidden Village. I don't know if you will be satisfied with this betrothal gift. Minato told Uzumaki tomorrow about the function of the 8 trigrams. Haha, this is the best dowry gift I have ever received and I have ever seen. How could I be dissatisfied? I thank you on behalf of the whole village, Minato. Although I really want to complain about Minato's name, Uzumaki is still very satisfied with this defensive barrier, which is dozens of times stronger than their barrier in Uzumaki Hidden Village. Where there is still dissatisfaction, it is extremely satisfied. Afterwards, Minato was like an uncle, served by Makoto and Kushina in turn, and even the future mother-in-law Uzumaki Nanako brought various supplements for Minato to eat. Let Minato enjoy a very comfortable life. On the second day, needless to say, Minato recovered directly. With systematic super benefits, multiple injuries can recover you the next day. There is no way, the life of cheating is like this, you can cheat if you have the ability. You must know that it is cool to open and hang for a while, and it is always cool to keep on and hang. Kushina has just returned to Ashio Hidden Village, and she hasn't been back for a long time, so she took Minato and Makoto out for shopping early in the morning. Looking at the village that has undergone tremendous changes in the past 6 years, Kushina is very happy to look here and there. Wow, it's Minato-sama and Kushina-sama, I'm so lucky today. Yes, thanks to Minato-sama and Kushina-sama, without them, we would be on the run. More than that, I heard that Master Minato has arranged a very powerful barrier for our Uzushio Hidden Village. People like those who came the day before yesterday can't break the current barrier at all. Yeah, I've heard that too. Could it be that I am very grateful to Mr. Minato, but it's a pity that Mr. Minato is from Konoha, not from our village. Hey, it's Master Gen's boyfriend, and it's our Uzuo Yinwei, and it's also our Uzuo Yin village. Along the way, anyone who met Minato and Kushina would stop and start talking. Let Minato also enjoy some hero treatment. Kushina also waved to the villagers from time to time. He grew up here and knew a lot of people. After all, he is the patriarch's daughter, so he can be regarded as a princess. During the period, Kushina also took Minato to try his childhood favorite snack, as well as ramen. It is a kindness of the landlord. I stayed in Ushio Hidden Village for a whole month. Kushina also enjoyed some family fun with her family. But no matter how reluctant, there are times when we are separated. The time is almost up, and this month, they still have to free up all the time they plan to travel to other places. Otherwise, according to the plan, they only stayed for a week. As a result, the more I stay, the more I want to stay, all the way to the daily rent. But this month, Kushina is also doing a lot of shopping in Uzushio Hidden Village. Anyway, she will buy some local products, and then let Minato throw them into his portable space. Today is the day they set off to return to Konoha. After Kushina and her mother hugged each other, they embarked on the road back to Konoha. Ah, I'm finally back, but I still miss Uzushio Hidden Village so much. Looking at Konoha's tall giant gate, Kushina shouted. If you think about it in the future, we can go back at any time. Anyway, I left the coordinates there. Minato stepped forward and hugged Kushina in his arms, and said angrily. The three walked to Hokage's office. You guys are willing to come back, I thought you forgot the time while playing. As soon as the three entered, Sarutobi Hiruzen taunted them loudly. I didn't play this time, I stayed in one place for a while. Minato spread his arms and explained helplessly. Oh, what place can you stay for a month? Sarutobi Hiruzen came to be interested, and she also wanted to know very much. The thing is like this, after we finished the mission of the Iron Country, we wanted to go to Kushina's hometown, Uzushio Hidden Village, who knows where, Kurigakure and Yunshi together. Minato explained in detail what happened after the Iron Country. Sarutobi Hiruzen. It's really dangerous. Fortunately, you arrived in time. If Uzushio Hidden Village is destroyed, we, Konoha, will lose a loyal ally. Unexpectedly, the people of Cloud Shinobi Village and Kurigakure would have such ambitions, and they would destroy the entire village for some sealing techniques. It is simply insane. Finally, Sarutobi Hiruzen patted the table angrily, making a loud bang. But is the defensive enchantment you newly researched really that powerful? Let's arrange one for Konoha that day. Then Sarutobi Hiruzen changed his tone and discussed about the 8 trigrams 9 heavens formation of Function Jedi. Don't think about it, there are so many Konoha people coming and going, and the place is so big, it's unrealistic to open the formation. Don't say that I don't have enough chakra, do you still want to keep everyone outside? When Minato heard this, he refused without even thinking about it. Because Uzumaki Hidden Village is small, it only needs to open a small opening to allow normal personnel to enter and exit. Like the wood industry, if such a large door is opened, it will be no different from the layout or not. Moreover, Minato cannot furnish such a large place. When Sarutobi Hiruzen thought about it, he felt that this was the reason, so he didn't continue to ask Minato to continue to arrange. Hey, it's a troubled time. Not long after the end of the Second World War, Cloud Shinobi Village and Kurigakure became restless. I don't know how long this hard-won peace can be maintained. Finally Sarutobi Hiruzen walked to the window, looked at the thriving scenery of Konoha, and sighed helplessly. Never mind them, if they are not honest, just beat them until they are not. At this time, Minato is confident in his own strength, and he also has Kushina's super combat power. At home, Makoto's Mangekyo Konoha has 3 guys with extraordinary combat power. Not to mention, Hitaki, Tsunade, Jiraiya are all still there. As for Orochimaru, I'm sorry, he is completely caught up in human experiments now. The temptation of immortality and strength in front of him, he has been unable to extricate himself. After saying goodbye to Third Hokage, the 3 returned to their homes. After arriving home, Minato took a look at Makoto and thought it was time to take down Makoto completely. But Kushina is around. This is an embarrassing question, think about it, there is any good reason to distract him temporarily, it doesn't need too long, 2 hours is enough. Ahem, This is his confidence in his ability. But for this matter, we still can't let Kushina be by his side, otherwise Makoto will probably refuse no matter how generous he is. Being surrounded by people, Makoto does not have this hobby, but if he wins both in the future, it is not impossible to try, cough cough. With a roll of his eyes, Minato had an idea. Kushina, I would like to trouble you. Makoto and I need to discuss some things. It just so happens that the time is almost here. Go and help me get Minato's class and Makoto's class. Then we gathered at the former barbecue restaurant, and we contacted a relationship, and it seems that we haven't contacted for a long time. Well, the perfect plan. Okay, no problem, I'll go right away. Kushina didn't find any problem, and ran out bouncing around. Is there anything we need to discuss? Makoto looked at Minato suspiciously. After thinking about it, he couldn't think of anything about Minato that needed to be discussed. Ding, congratulations to host for defeating a junior Kage level 1, and randomly obtained 5% of Sage body development. Why? Minato, that's fine, wouldn't it be possible to defeat it every day? Ding, host, stop delusional, it's only the first time for the other party. The system poured cold water on Minato without hesitation. Minato continues. Ding, congratulations to Uchiha Makoto for becoming host's woman, please host to choose a development degree for Uchiha Makoto to synchronize. At this time, the sound of system promotion continued. Well, it seems that you are still very moral, and didn't remind me when I was doing business just now. Minato nodded in satisfaction. Ding, the system is afraid that it will make a sound halfway, and it will scare the host out of control in the future. Minato double doubts again. You are a powerful system, I can't beat you, guess you are the king of mouth. Ding, please choose the host quickly, don't think about what you have and what you don't have. Perhaps sensing Minato's bad thoughts, the host continued to urge. Then there is no need to choose. The thing that has been determined long ago is of course the development of Sage body. You are not very smart. Minato countered a little. System. Ding, congratulations to Uchiha Makoto on getting the Sage body development degree synchronization, bottle. Aha, at this time, Minato and Makoto were still in contact at a negative distance, and a very comfortable feeling came from the place where the two connected. At this time, Uchiha Makoto's physique changed completely. The vitality of the whole body began to increase significantly, not only that, a large amount of vitality poured into the eyes. The eyes that were a little short-sighted also recovered, and they were even clearer than before. At the same time, a burst of pupil power came out of nowhere, anyway, it seemed to come out of nowhere and poured into Makoto's eyes. Then Makoto's Mangekyo Sharingan started to spin. Of course, the transformation of the body is also going on at the same time. Time passed slowly, and half an hour later, the pupils of Makoto's rotating Mangekyo Sharingan shrank, and then another pattern emerged from the middle pupil, which was 3 flames connected end to end. It is exactly the same as the Sanduo flame outside, except that it is 1 layer smaller. In this way, Makoto's original 3 flames became the current 6 flames. After the Mangekyo Sharingan remodel was completed, Makoto's Sage body was remodeled at the same time. System, what's going on? How did Makoto's Mangekyo Sharingan change? Could it be that his Mangekyo Sharingan has evolved into Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan? Minato looked at Makoto's eyes and sockets in shock. Ding, congratulations to the host for answering correctly. This is a special benefit rewarded by the system, and it is only available to the other party for the first time. The system answered again, giving Minato a huge surprise. Unexpectedly, Makoto not only has a Sage body, but also an Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Whether it will be able to merge into Rinnegan in the future, no one can say for sure. Well, BHDE is not right, the system can know. Ding, Uchiha Makoto's Eternal Mangekyo can evolve into a Rinnegan, but it takes time, and this time will not be short, at least 20 years. The system is still very considerate, maybe it sensed Minato's conjecture, so it answered him directly. Hey, it doesn't matter, if you can evolve, you can do it. 20 years is 20 years. It's not that I can't afford to wait. Minato thought happily, but he didn't expect the surprise to come so suddenly. The system, I like you. System. Minato, this is. Makoto felt the huge change in himself, and looked at Minato in shock. he couldn't understand such an unbelievable thing. Ahem, you just need to know that this is the benefit of you becoming my woman, and I can't explain this situation. Minato couldn't explain the existence of the system, so he could only tell Makoto that. I got it, I will keep it a secret, no wonder you are so anxious today. It turns out that you have given me such a big benefit, compared to the fact that my eyesight has deteriorated, I decided to ask for it today me. Makoto is also very smart, knowing what Minato is thinking. It's my Makoto, still so smart, let's have a friendly match of love. Don't move, it hurts. Makoto, you are lying, the body transformation, you must not hurt now. It's running out of time, it's almost time for dinner. It's okay, I'll act more carelessly this time. When Minato and Makoto came to the barbecue restaurant, they found that the 6 members of Minato's class and Makoto's class had expired. Minato, you and Sister Makoto have to talk about Minato for so long, and you are late. Kushina scolded Minato. It was half an hour later than the promised time, if he didn't come again, she couldn't help but look for it. Ahem, this is a very important matter, and it's not suitable for you to know about it. Minato coughed in embarrassment, then began to pretend to be mysterious and flicker. Makoto, who was listening, rolled his eyes vigorously. This lie is not convincing at all. But the other people who saw the doctor believed it, so they didn't ask again. Ding Zuo, let's start our 9th meat battle. Ah, it's burning up, Kushina, let the horse come over, I will never lose to you again. You said that 8 times before, but you won that time. Don't look down on people, look at my invincible meat clamping method. Sure enough, where there are Kushina and Ding Zuo, there is joy. Every time the 2 of them gather for dinner, they have to engage in a bloody battle, and they can't stop unless they fight to the death. The Chunin exam will be held soon, Kushina, are you going to take it? After stuffing a piece of roast meat into his mouth, Ding Jian turned to Kushina, who was grabbing the meat from him. Chunin exam, I haven't heard of it. Kushina knocked off the chopsticks that Ding Zuo wanted to take the opportunity to snatch the barbecue, and stuffed a piece of delicious barbecue into his mouth. You have not been promoted to Chunin just like us, right? Master 3rd Hokage came to us some time ago and said that our ninja level has always been a genin, which is not a problem. It just so happened that a Chunin exam was going to be held recently, so we were asked to take it and let us improve our ninja level. Quote. Lu Ju explained on the side. Although they have all become independent ninjas, their level is still genin. Because of Minato's negligence, they are still genin until now. And they didn't sign up themselves, anyway, 3rd Hokage didn't stop them from accepting advanced tasks. Therefore, the promotion of Chunin has never been brought up. Until some time ago, when 3rd Hokage gave them a task. The employer required at least ninjas above Chunin and did not want genin to follow. Only then did they find out that Lu Ju was at the level of genin. In the end, it was hard to convince the employer that Lu Ju's strength was above that of Chunin, but they usually did too many tasks and forgot to upgrade their level. Coincidentally, the new Chunin exam is coming. Sarutobi Hiruzen intends to visit them to take part and improve their grades. And because the Second Ninja World War ended not long ago, many princes came to watch and wanted to issue missions. In order to show off Konoha's muscles to the audience, Sarutobi Hiruzen asked Lu Ju and the others to take the Chunin exam. Really, I want to participate too. Nawaki, Jiwei, are you coming or not? When Makoto heard this, he immediately became interested and wanted to participate without hesitation. But he also knew that a 3-person team was needed, so he immediately looked at Nawaki and Jiwei. Since Kushina is interested, then I will accompany her to the end. Jiwei was the first to agree. Nawaki, needless to say, with his personality, how could he not participate in such a lively event? Minato, seeing that his teammates agreed, Kushina looked at Minato with big bright eyes, blinking and blinking, full of expectation. Don't worry, I will tell 3rd Hokage tomorrow that your names will be added to this Chunin exam. Minato made an okay gesture. Kushina was overjoyed when she saw this, and jumped over directly, leaving a lip mark on Minato's face with her greasy mouth. It made everyone laugh, and they didn't care if they were fed a mouthful of dog food. Seeing this, Minato rolled his eyes helplessly. But it's just in time for Kushina to go out and take the Chunin exam, so he'll have plenty of time to mess around with Makoto. Ahem, after tasting the taste, Minato still misses it a lot. Just in time, with the opportunity of Kushina's Chunin exam, I can eat my fill at once. As for whether it would be unfair for Kushina, a person with cage level overall strength, to take the Chunin exam, then let's ignore his business. Anyway, if he is happy, Kushina is also happy, and Makoto is comfortable, that's fine, and he doesn't care what other people think. Several people chatted while eating, talking about their recent experiences. Only Jung Shinai and Ding Zuo have been fighting over the barbecue. In the end, the 9th meat grab competition ended in Ding Zuo's failure. I will definitely beat you next time. Ding Zuo's eyes were burning with heat. Losing 9 times in a row couldn't stop her determination to win. Come here, you never said that. Kushina didn't care at all. After the dinner, everyone dispersed, and Minato took Kushina and Makoto home to wash and sleep. But in the middle of the night, Makoto, who was sleeping soundly, suddenly felt something enter his body, which made him almost exclaim. Then a muffled voice came from Minato's room. It's just that Kushina didn't hear it at all, and fell asleep instead. Early the next morning, Makoto gave Minato an angry look. You are not afraid that Jushinsho will find out? Ahem, I can't help it. Minato blushed. God knows what kind of torment it was for him to sleep with 2 beauties in his arms yesterday. Before I tried it, I didn't feel anything. After trying it, Minato said, I really can't help it, I can't do it. Makoto continued to roll his eyes without speaking. To be honest, she missed it after the first try. Finish breakfast. Minato came to the Hokage office to report that Kushina was going to take the Chunin exam. This girl just likes to join in the fun. With his strength, isn't she a bully? Although Sarutobi Hiruzen refused with his mouth, he was very honest with his hands, and directly gave Minato a form, which was a registration form for taking the Chunin exam. Thank you, Uncle Hokage. After getting the registration form, Minato didn't delay anymore, but found Kushina, and found that Nawaki and Jawei were also there. He simply handed them the registration form and asked them to fill it out before handing it over to Sarutobi Hiruzen. After getting the form, Kushina couldn't wait to fill it out, and handed it to Minato. Minato, you go back first, we are going to discuss tactics. Kushina waved his hand, and the door went back first. Minato heard a big drop of cold sweat dripping from his head. As far as your strength is concerned, what tactics still need to be discussed? Wouldn't it be good to just push across? I don't understand. Forget it, it happens that Kushina is no longer here, so let's find Makoto to pack a meal, it's a rare opportunity. When Minato left, Kushina began to discuss the battle plan, and his first plan was that they should suppress the strength to the level of the elite genin. Otherwise, it would be too boring to kill the enemy in seconds as soon as it goes up. It is only interesting to play with the enemy. Whenever the opponent uses the magic weapon of the small universe, it will increase the strength a little bit and continue to crush them. How interesting. Nawaki and Jawei were in cold sweat, feeling sad for the coming Chunin exam for the people outside the village. Meeting someone who likes pretending to be a pig and eating a tiger so much as bad luck for them. As for the people in the same village, it is estimated that 90% of the people have heard the name of Blood Red Pepper. There are not many people who dare to provoke this. Kushina is about to start bullying people again. Ninjas from other villages, wish you luck. Jawei and Nawaki thought silently. For the Chunin exam this time, Konoha invited many allied countries and some surrounding countries to participate. For example, Kauyan Village, Rain Shinobi Village, Takian Village, etc. Even the neutral Iron Country has sent samurai to participate in this Chunin exam. Naturally, samurai have a samurai rank evaluation, but it does not delay their participation in the Chunin exam held by Konoha. Of course, Konoha also invited Ninja Village. As for the other 4 major countries, even if they were invited, they would not come. As soon as World War II ended, they were afraid that they would not be able to come back after going to Konoha. After Minato submitted the registration form, Kushina and the others were waiting for the Chunin exam to be brought. For this reason, they did not take any more tasks. Time passed day by day, and as the Chunin exam approached, many ninjas from other villages came to Konoha. On the streets of Konoha, ninjas from other countries can often be seen wandering in the village. Of course, some people admire the prosperity and stability of Konoha. After seeing the site of Konoha, some merchants who came here wished they could stay and settle in Konoha. They have also been to other countries, but compared with the country of fire and Konoha, it is simply unsightly, especially Sand Shinobi Village. There is a piece of yellow sand, it is simply not a place for people to stay. As expected of a village in the victorious country, even after such a long period of war, the population is still so prosperous. After deciding, I will come to Konoha to do business, and it is all up to him to make a fortune. At this moment, many businessmen set their goals. However, just the day before the Chunin exam, at Konoha Village's residence in the country of grass. My lord, I have already done all the things you ordered, what else is there to do? At this time, Jonin, the leader of the Kingdom of Grass, knelt down and licked a ninja who was also wearing a genin costume with a forehead protector from the Kingdom of Grass. It would be a surprise if Konoha was around, because this kneeling and licking Jonin of the Grass Country is the supreme leader this time. But how could he court a genin? I don't need to do anything for the time being, everything is waiting for the exam to start, just do your own thing well, don't show your feet. I saw that the ninja in the genin costume of the country of grass applied indifferently, and didn't pay attention to the nominal teacher on the opposite side at all. Yes, my lord, Jonin, the team led by the country of grass, said respectfully. Go down. The genin waved his hand impatiently, leading the Jonin out with a face. Hi, Jonin, who led the team, was very tactful, and without asking why, he just withdrew. Just after this led Jonin down, two figures came out of the shadows. It was the other two examiners registered in the country of grass. However, it is a little unusual for a leader Jonin to be so respectful to genin. Master Guangye, after these few days of secret observation, this guy is quite honest, and he hasn't developed any dissatisfaction. One of the ninjas has been tracking and reporting for the past few days. Well, our task was ordered by Third Raikage himself, so we can't make any mistakes. Be careful in everything. Once the news is leaked, we may die without a place to bury you. You must be careful. The ninja named Hirono opened his eyes with a very cautious expression on his face. But a shocking truth emerged from his mouth. It turns out that they are not ninjas from the land of grass at all, but ninjas from Cloud Shinobi Village. This starts with Konoha inviting various small countries to participate in the Chunin exam and the Battle of Uzumaki. After losing contact with the 100-man elite troops in Cloud Shinobi Village, Third Raikage began to investigate the matter. 100 people disappeared for no reason. How could Third Raikage be careless? After getting the news, he immediately dispatched investigators to the country of Vortex to find out the news. After the investigators entered the Vortex country, they were lucky to find some codes of Cloud Shinobi Village, and then they found the survivors. But there are only a few people. Moreover, they were all seriously injured and had been insisting on waiting for rescue. Fortunately, they persevered and waited until the support troops arrived. Later, the support troops also learned from the survivors why the elite troops of hundreds of people lost contact, and it turned out that Nine Tails Jinchuriki defeated them. The support troops who got the information immediately brought the few survivors back to Cloud Shinobi Village for treatment, and reported the incident to Third Raikage in detail by the way. This is good. Just a short time ago, I suffered a small loss in the hands of the three of Minato. My son was beaten up by Fatty, and the target that should be snatched was not snatched away. As a result, within a few days, his elite troops of hundreds of people were taken away by the opponent again. Now Third Raikage exploded on the spot. Call all think tanks and ninjas to discuss how to take revenge on Konoha. Everyone also knows Third Raikage's temperament. After suffering such a big loss, it's strange not to come back with revenge. This is the case that they don't know that their Third Raikage has suffered a loss before. After everyone's discussion, at this time, Konoha invites the small ninja villages of the allied countries to take the Chunin exam. The ninjas of Cloud Shinobi Village knew that Konoha, as the victorious country, wanted to show off its strength. And when the time comes, many businessmen and big shots will go to watch. Konoha will definitely send geniuses from his own village to participate for the sake of face. After that, the ninjas of Cloud Shinobi Village went through a series of plans and finally came up with a plan. That is to send 3 ninjas who are not well known in the ninja world and are young and Jonin capable to Konoha to take the Chunin exam. At that time, wait for the opportunity in the Chunin exam, and kill those genius genin in Konoha. In this way, he not only slapped Konoha in the face, but also took revenge. But they can't participate through their own ninja village, but borrow the channels of those ninja villages. In the end they chose Grass Ninja Village. When they sent people to Kusunin village for a while to coerce and lure them, and ask them to write the list of the 3 people selected from their own village to participate in the Chunin exam, they also promised Kusunin village that they would give them some precious ninjutsu. Then the shadow of Kusanagi village sold Konoha very spinelessly. Of course, the people in Sao Ninja village didn't know who the other party was or what they were going to do. They also know that these things are not what they know, as long as they have benefits. As a small ninja village, the most lacking thing is ninjutsu. Some people give ninjutsu, and what they ask for is nothing more than a little effort, so they immediately agreed to their request. As for the 3 people in this operation, headed by Hirono, he is an elite jonin in his 20s, but his only characteristic is that he looks young. Yes, he is young, and looks about 18 years old on the outside. In Shounen village, genin's age is still everywhere. And the other 2 jonins are also relatively young, and their age and appearance really don't match. In this way, the shadow of Kusanagi village operated like a tiger and replaced the 3 people with people from his ninja village. Even if someone wanted to check, they could only find out that these 3 people were indeed from Kusanagi village. Of course, as a deposit, Cloud Shinobi village also gave Grass Ninja village a C-level ninjutsu. After the task is completed, they can only give a B-level ninjutsu. Grass Ninja village, who tasted the sweetness of, immediately worshipped them as their ancestors. It can be seen from this, how much money Third Raikage paid for revenge. A C-level ninjutsu is okay, but a B-level ninjutsu is basically qualified to enter the village's secret organization. Of course, Hirono and the others did not fully trust the people in Kusanagi village. After all, what they are playing now is Heartbeat. If the people of Sao Ninja village sell them, not only will a C-level ninjutsu be lost in vain, but they will also fall into the abyss. So someone has been monitoring every move of the leading teacher. Not only that, even the Cloud Shinobi village at Kusanagi village has sent people to monitor, for fear that the other party will pass the news to Mew. At that time, relying on Konoha's ability, they will definitely be able to find out that it was the Cloud Shinobi village who did it. So now their minds are tense every day, everything must be careful, careful, and careful. I'm afraid that if there is a slight mistake, I will be killed. You must know that they are now in Konoha's base camp. If their identities are exposed, there is little hope of them running away. Especially when Namikaze Minato of that time-space ninjutsu is also in the village. If they run into him, the chances of them escaping are 0. Late at night, after the 3 of them discussed some details, they dispersed. Since they don't know how Konoha's exam will be conducted, they can only take one step at a time. The next day, the first exam of the Chunin exam officially came. They already knew the location of the first exam, it was Konoha's ninja school. So rare, today is a day off from ninja school. This time for the Chunin exam, not only people from Konoha, but also a lot of people from outside the village came. There are about 54 people in Konoha, and there are about 30 people in other villages combined. This is also the limit of what can be done. After all, just a few years after the end of the Second Ninja World War, many villages are still resting for 17 years, so it is not easy to gather so many people. In a huge lecture hall, people from all ninja villages sat on their seats and looked around to see who was worth noting. But when Kushina-led Nawaki, Jiwei, and Luju came over, the faces of half of the Sleepy Leaf candidates changed. Because they are all characters who were once dominated by Kushina. Of course, they will not tell others that a certain humanoid female tyrannosaur is powerful, this is our unique information. But this blood-red pepper came to take the Chunin exam, and it was simply to bully people. It seems that these people will be avoided in the next exam. As an elite jonin, Hirono suddenly discovered the problem, and with the appearance of those people, the faces of half of the people in the Sleepy Leaf changed. So I couldn't help but secretly slam the faces of Kushina and the others as the key targets for implementing the plan. However, he didn't know at all that the red-haired girl was the culprit who led to the elite army of 100 people in their village. And Cloud Shinobi village didn't tell them this information, so they also said Nine-Tails Jinchuriki at that time. The specific situation of Kushina is not known at all. But how could the people of Cloud Shinobi Village think that Nine-Tails Jinchuriki is just a genin, and because of a mischievous mentality, they actually took the Chunin exam. However, Hirono included Kushina and the others as key targets, which is really not as good as Heaven's calculations. This is really life on the coffee table, which is extremely tragic. Soon, all the candidates came, and the atmosphere on the scene was extremely dignified. Each of them is wary of the people next to them. Anyway, except for teammates, all the people around them are enemies, even if they are from the same village. Soon the examiner came over, and it was very simple. The first exam was an intelligence gathering exam. But the examiner will not say it, and the candidates need to understand it by themselves. The obvious statement is a written test. After the examiner said a lot of rules, the test papers were handed out. And when the examiner said that the first test was such a simple written test, all the candidates breathed a sigh of relief. It turned out that it was just a written test, it was really too simple, and there was no need to fight, it couldn't be better. Then there was a person present whose heart was broken. She would rather fight and kill than come to the exam. That is Kushina. For her who likes to use fists, what the hell is the written test? There was no written test in the graduation exam. You have a Chunin exam and you have to take the written test. Why are you? When the test paper was sent to Kushina, Kushina glanced at it casually, and then lay down on the table with a look of lovelessness. Because he found that the things on it were like a heavenly book, he knew every single word, but when put together, sorry, I don't know them, I only know it. Is it possible that I will be eliminated in the first round of the Chunin exam for the Kushina heroine? Thinking of being pointed at by others in the future, and then a group of people saw him and said, look, that's a genin who can't even pass the written test, Konoha's holding shame. Don't, absolutely don't even want to die, it would be so embarrassing to spread this matter. Kushina is starting to freak out. Well, I have to say that Kushina's brain hole has broken through the sky, and everything is her own delusion. Unwilling to be eliminated, Kushina decided to make a surprise attack, sneaking a glance at the invigilator. Well, I haven't observed myself, so it's the best, see what people are writing, and it's best to bring it over and fry it later. Kushina looked around and finally decided on a target, ready to plagiarize. But just when she stretched out her head to take a peek, a kunai flew past his head and shot onto the table behind him. Number 23 loses the qualification for the exam, and his teammates number 46 and 69 lose together. Please leave the exam room. The invigilator said blankly. Why? I didn't do anything. Candidate number 23 is still not convinced. I have records of your 5 times of cheating, do you need to check it? The examiner raised the notebook in his hand. Examiner number 23 stopped talking all of a sudden, and walked out of the examination room silently, but the unwilling expression on his face showed that he was very uncomfortable. And as soon as he went out, his 2 companions blamed him, blaming him for his failure, and they also lost their qualifications for the exam. He is more withdrawn, and Kushina scared her when kunai flew over, thinking that she was going to be caught for cheating. In the end, it turned out that it wasn't me. Now Kushina is blown up, you catch cheating and catch it, throw kunai and still fly past your head, the little heart that was already panicked makes you so frightened. Just stop panicking. Well, the magical brain circuit, not the heart circuit. But who is Kushina? As a Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, with a powerful boyfriend like Minato as his backer, he can endure being intimidated for no reason, let alone a mere Chunin examiner. She didn't turn into the Nine-Tails golden body mode either, and directly dispatched adamantine sealing chains. 6 thick chains flew out from behind, and instantly tied up the Chunin who threw kunai. Then with a flick of the chain, the Chunin was directly pulled over from the air, and hit the empty table behind him. Chapter 91. Dwang. The Chunin who threw kunai at Kushina was so knocked out that he couldn't tell where he was. Just now I was still dazzled by Kamui and knocked out a hardworking genin, what a great feeling. Thinking about a few years ago, I was one of the hardworking people, and this kind of refreshing is even more amazing, and I have turned myself into a landlord. It's just that before he could feel better, he found himself flying into the air, and then fell on the table inexplicably. When he came back to his senses, he found a girl with flying red hair staring at him angrily. Snapped. The girl slapped him across the head. Whatever you look at, it's all your fault, you guy. The idea of solving the problem I finally came up with made you so scared just now, and you were scared away. The girl was still puzzled, and looked at him fiercely. The invigilator suddenly came back to his senses, his eyes widened. What the hell, who is the invigilator? You, a candidate, dare to hit the invigilator, rebelling against you. You this, snapped. Before the invigilator finished speaking, he was slapped hard on the back of the head again, with such force that the examiner's head hit the table directly. What are you? I asked you something, what do you say? My thinking of solving the problem has been interrupted by you. I can go to someone to reason with if I fail the exam. The girl still showed a ferocious expression to the proctor. The invigilator's present couldn't stand it anymore. You, a candidate, dare to embarrass our companions in front of us. Even if we are from the same village, I still want you to look good. Immediately, the examiners stood up, planning to teach this ignorant girl a lesson. Ahem. A coughing sound came over in an instant, and the chief examiner Yuhi Junhong stopped the death-killing actions of these Chunin proctors. As Konoha's Jonin, how can he not recognize that vexatious girl, but the history of their village? The boss got angry and demolished Hokage's office, and he couldn't afford to offend the humanoid female Tyrannosaurus Rex that even Lord 3rd Hokage could only laugh at. What's more, his backstage is also very hard. The princess of the Senju clan, Tsunade, one of the Sanin, is his older sister. What can he do? He is also very desperate. Student Kushina, you see, the invigilator didn't do it on purpose, so just let him go. Quote. Yuhi Makoto had a negotiating tone. Hey, I can't afford to be provoked. And Yuhi's true red appearance stunned the invigilators and examinees present. The invigilator is very fortunate, but the examinee is like 10,000 grass and mud horses galloping past. No, I can't let him go, he scares me out of my problem-solving ideas. Kushina began to mess around, determined not to let the invigilator go. What do you want? Shiri is really red, helpless, you idiot, who is not good to offend, even offending this ancestor. When the invigilator pointed Kunai Kushina in that direction just now, he already knew it was going to be bad. You say you want to show off in front of the examinees, but you can't choose whoever you choose, you have to choose the person behind Kushina. This is great, Shu Shisho succeeded, but it also offended Kushina, who made your bitterness stick to her head. Kushina pretended to meditate, his eyes rolled and turned, and suddenly his heart moved, and he smiled. Since he frightened me out of my problem-solving ideas, of course he wrote it for me. Yuhi Junhong was helpless, there was no invigilator to help with the written test. Just when he was about to refuse, promise her, let this little ant calm down for a while. A voice came over, it was the voice of 3rd Hokage, but the voice was very hidden and only he could hear it. Looking carefully, it turned out that a strange invigilator came to him at some unknown time. Master 3rd Hokage used the transformation technique to inform. It seems that Master Hokage does not want this little ant to continue to make trouble. As expected of Mr. Hokage, this shadow clone plus transformation technique, I just can't see the flaws. Okay, let the invigilator answer the questions for you. Yuhi is really red, helpless, Master 3rd Hokage has said so, what else can he do? Shady, this is naked shady. Are Konoha's people so shameless? They can do this kind of thing. This is the voice of the other ninjas in the small ninja village present. Of course, Hirono, who pretended to be a ninja from the country of grass, focused their attention on Kushina. Could it be that this girl is a descendant of a high-ranking fungus, otherwise how could the invigilator Jonin treat her so tolerantly? But no matter what, this girl is already their key target. Oh, what are you looking at? If you don't write quickly, the time is up and you haven't written it yet. If my aunt is eliminated, believe it or not, I will hang you up and beat you. When the invigilator was still doubting his life and whether he had heard it wrong, Kushina slapped him on the back of the head very bluntly again. Boom. The severe pain on his forehead let him know that this is the truth, this girl can't even offend Master Junhong. Yes, I will write it now. Without the slightest backbone, the Chunin invigilator picked up a pen and wrote vigorously, obviously resigned to his fate. Master Junhong can't afford it, how can I, a little shrimp, be provoked? You must know that Master Junhong is the chief examiner personally appointed by Master 3rd Hokage. The candidates in Konoha acted as if nothing had happened, while the candidates in Outer Village continued to be dazed for a while, and they could only act as if they hadn't seen it. Mwangs. Who let people be a big country, a victorious country in World War II. The shady scene is the shady scene, and if you see this girl in the future, just slip away. If you can't provoke me, can you still hide? As time passed, the candidates present also gradually understood the true meaning of this exam. And Kushina looked at all kinds of cheating methods around him, and looked at the examiners who looked so blind that I couldn't see. He finally knew the real use of this exam. Immediately blushed involuntarily. Invigilator, you greasy middle-aged uncle is very bad. In this way, it is superfluous for him to force the invigilator to write the answer. With Kagura in mind, it is not a matter of minutes for him to collect information. A misstep will cause eternal hatred. Kushina covered her face, not daring to meet everyone. She always felt that people around her looked at her strangely. In the end, 36 of the 84 people were eliminated in this written test, nearly half of them. As for the remaining 48 people, they were notified to rest for one night, and the second exam will be held the next day. After the exam, Kushina rushed out of the classroom at the speed of fleeing for his life. He was ashamed to stay any longer. I just lost face and lost my hair. Nawaki and Joey looked at each other, and then Nawaki covered his belly and laughed wildly. Aren't you afraid that Kushina will see you like this? Seeing Nawaki's exaggerated appearance, Joey said jokingly, but after finishing speaking, his expression suddenly changed, and then he became taciturn again. Isn't she gone? Don't worry, she won't know, unless you inform me. No, let me laugh for a while, I can't hold it anymore, ha 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 ha. Nawaki didn't notice the change in Joey's face at all, and was still laughing crazily. Thousand-hand rope tree. Go to hell. Kushina's angry voice came, and Nawaki was sent flying with a punch. It turned out that he felt that it was not good to leave his teammates behind, so he could only run back with a cheeky face, but he heard Nawaki's wanton ridicule when Jenin couldn't help punching him. This means that if you don't die, you won't die. Joey silently chanted a classic saying. After discussing some issues with Joey, Kushina went home angrily, ignoring the Senju Nawaki. As soon as he entered the door, he saw his boyfriend's teasing eyes, and couldn't help but blush. Probably Minato should know what happened today. You know it all. Kushina blushed and said in embarrassment. Haha, of course I know, don't you know, now the outside world is extolling about Konoha's biggest shady scene, candidates violently beating the invigilator and so on. Minato laughed. He was also stunned by Kushina's tough performance, but he confirmed his eyes. This is her little Nana, still so cute. Minato, you make fun of me too. Kushina heard Minato's laughter, and couldn't help running into his arms to protest. Okay, don't be coquettish. Tomorrow your test will be at practice field, which is the Death Forest, where you will spend 5 days. Minato told Kushina about the content of the second exam notified above. Well, the same exam as Konoha's collapse plan in the original book. Really, it turned out to be survival in the wild. I really haven't tried it, so take advantage of this exam to experience it. When Kushina heard it, she felt fresh and couldn't wait to try it immediately. I don't know if Joey knows how to cook, otherwise it will be a problem for you to even eat for 5 days. Seeing Kushina's excited look, Minato didn't want to hit her, but this was a problem he had to face. Well, Kushina's heart that was just about to move suddenly turned cold. The problem of cooking is really a big problem. Looking at Minato pitifully, he looks like he can warm the bed, show off his cuteness, and begs for support. Okay, I really can't do anything about you. I will bring you meals in the morning, lunch and evening. What can Minato do? My girlfriend, I want to pamper her with tears in my eyes. Yeah, I knew Minato was the best, okay. Saying that to Minato's face is a mouthful. After Minato's special exercise with Makoto, there is only Kushina's face kiss. When he pulled Kushina towards his little lips, he printed it, completely ignoring her little resistance. Minato is the worst, I hate it. Kushina, who had lost her first kiss, left a word and ran away covering her face. Yes, before it was cuddling, or kissing on the cheek. This is the first time Kushina is with Minato bhdj. Early the next morning, Kushina yawned and left home. The incident of her first kiss was lost yesterday, and it has been lingering in her mind, lingering. After Minato saw Kushina go out, Limera started a happy life with Makoto. Although it was only a short 5 days, it was enough for his release. When I came to practice field number 44, after the Death Forest, I found that many people had already come here. I found Nawaki and Jiwei, and the three of them sat together and waited for the examiner to arrive. After all the genin who passed the first test arrived, Makoto Yuhi also appeared on the stage. After announcing the rules, I asked everyone to think clearly, and then went to sign the certificate of life and death. Only after signing the certificate of life and death can one get one of the earth coiling shafts. At this time, no one will choose to back down. 48 people, 16 groups all signed life and death certificates. After the time was almost up, a group of invigilators led 16 teams to 16 different entrances of different number 44 death forests. When the hour came, 48 ninjas galloped into the forest of death like runaway horses. I did an investigation yesterday, and that Kushina is a relative of Princess Tsunade, one of Konoha Sannin, that's why she's so defiant. Our main target is him. If we can capture him alive, we will capture him alive, and if we can't, we will kill him. The death of a relative is enough for Konoha's executives to have a headache, not to mention that Ju Shinmang is said to be a genius. I graduated 3 years ago and got the first place. Quote, time is tight, and no amount of information can be found in a short period of time. It is already very good to be able to find so much information in just one night. Then Hirono-sama, is that girl our main target this time? Jonin next to him asked. Yes, we will act separately. The Konoha shinobi people we meet on the road can be killed directly. As for the Konoha shinobi, we can let them go. Remember to pretend to be a little bit similar, and plant those traces on those Konoha shinobi villages. Scattered. Hirono quickly set aside the request, and then issued a scattered order. Hi. Quote. Whizzing. After the two Jonin responded, they immediately split up. Jia, Konoha, let you experience the pain of a heavy loss this time. There was a hateful expression on Hirono's face, because in the team that attacked Uzumaki country, one of them was his own younger brother, but he was dead now, and there was no younger brother among the few survivors. That's why he came here so actively, just to avenge his brother. This time, I will charge some interest first. After returning to the village, I must ask Master Third Raikage to tell him who the murderer is. That's right, Third Raikage, who knew that Hirono was eager for revenge, didn't tell him the information about Kushina and others, because he was afraid that he would lose his mind and run to take revenge and lose his life. You must know those little ghosts, but they exist except him, who can't do it. If Hirono finds out, then it's fine. It's just that the whole village knew about being killed by Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, so Third Raikage didn't tell him that Kushina was Jinchuriki. But it has been said that people are not as good as heaven, and Third Raikage never imagined that Hirono would eventually meet the murderer who killed his brother. And there will be a battle that cannot be avoided. Because Kushina is already on Hirono's must-kill list. Although the girl yesterday could instantly kill Chunin, his strength is estimated to be only between Elite Chunin and Special Jonin, and he is not his opponent. This is the result he calculated based on the other party's graduation from ninja school 3 years ago. In his mind, in 3 years, Dingtian will be a Special Jonin, and this is considered a rare heavenly group. It was such a misjudgment that laid the foundation for the death of 3 people in Hirono and Konoha. Ah, I'm hungry, why hasn't Minato delivered food yet? Kushina touched Gon Chao's stomach, and sat on the sideboard, watching Nawaki, who was ashamed and disheveled, making something to eat. You still have the nerve to say that as teammates, you didn't think of us together and let Minato only deliver meals to you, you are too irresponsible. Nawaki was furious when he heard the words, pointed at the girl, and blamed her for being unreliable. TCH, I'm Minato's sweetheart, it's normal for him to deliver food to me, okay, do you think Minato will deliver food to you? Think too much. Kushina gave Nawaki a disdainful look, and then fed him a mouthful of dog food. Show affection, die quickly, I shouldn't have come to take this Chunin exam. Nawaki muttered indignantly, and he and Jiwei could only fiddle with the food among them again. People who can't cook can't afford to be hurt, especially single Wong who can't cook, and Naoki and Jawei are still two single Wong who can't cook, one can imagine the consequences for them. Oh la la, oh yi, it's too late for some people to quit now. Do you want to let the whole village know that the eldest son of the Senju family quit the Chunin exam because he can't cook? Believe it or not, after hearing this, Sister Tsunade will definitely chop you alive, and hang you on a tree to hang there. Quote. Kushina glanced at Naoki gloatingly, but what he said pierced people's hearts. Naoki clutched his heart. It hurts. If he quit the game because of this reason, he would absolutely believe it. Shua. At this time, the golden light flashed, and Minato appeared on the stage holding a lunch box. Wow, here comes my lunch. Kushina rushed forward at once. Minato listened to a black thread. What do you mean your lunch is here? Will you talk? I am not your lunch, I am delivering lunch. Minato, you're a bit late with the lunch delivery, but since it's my favorite Ichiraku ramen, I forgive you. After seeing the miso ramen, Kushina changed his voice and ignored it. Suck and suck. I don't know if Kushina did it on purpose, he deliberately made this noise while eating ramen, and finally he smacked his mouth. That's right, Kushina did it on purpose, because he looked at Naoki while eating. Hey, Uzumaki Kushina, you are enough, I don't want you to bully people like this. Annoyed, Naoki pointed at Kushina, looking like he wanted to fight him desperately. Suck, blah, blah, blah. Then Kushina rolled her eyes, turned around, and continued eating like this. Angry Naoki is helpless. Minato, can you bring me some food too? In order to pretend to be pitiful, Naoki also got tears in his eyes. What Minato saw was a black line on his face. It's really disgusting, isn't it? You are a poor man pretending to be chicken feathers, of course it's. Naoki looked at Minato expectantly. Impossible things. Minato's words made Naoki, who was full of expectations, suddenly droop. However, Naoki's original slumped appearance suddenly regained his spirits. Could there be a turning point? You can cook and eat by yourself. I knew it. These two couples are simply of the same character, they are both so vile and deceiving too much. I'm full, thank you Minato, remember to deliver it early in the evening, it would be great if there is a supper. At this time, Kushina, who had finished a full bowl of ramen, handed the empty lunchbox to Minato, and Kushina drank all the soup in it. Goodbye, then, and good luck with your exams. Taking the lunchbox, Minato waved at Sans, and then disappeared in place in a flash. Hurry up and eat, we are still waiting to snatch the scroll. Seeing Naoki still moaning at the side, Kushina couldn't help urging. Snort. Naoki snorted unhappily, then picked up his barbecue, and took a hard bite. Ah bah bah bah, what the hell? It's just that Naoki vomited on the spot after taking a bite, how unpalatable this is. It's just unbearable. Naoki stared at his meat in a daze, his face full of mourning. Am I preparing for the rhythm of starving for 5 days? Ha 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 ha. Naoki's action undoubtedly made Kushina laugh, and he lay down on the ground and started rolling and laughing. Shao, you will die from laughing. Facing Kushina's heartless look, Naoki lingered deeply in his heart. Here, although it's not tasty, at least you can eat it when you get it. At this time, Jawei gave some Naoki what he had obtained in the test. Hearing this, Naoki glanced at Jawei gratefully, and then started to eat. It doesn't taste that good, but at least it's edible. Unlike my own, even the entrance has become a big problem. The thing Naoki regrets most now is agreeing to Kushina to participate in this Chunin start. If there is a chance to choose again, he will definitely refuse it without hesitation. Experience a woolen wild survival, eat well, sleep well, and play well at home, isn't it? You have to come here to be stimulated, suffer and suffer. After enjoying some peerless delicacy, the three of Kushina continued to embark on a journey of survival in the wild. As for the scroll, don't worry at all, someone will definitely come to your door. Speaking of which, Kushina has been in Konoha for so many years, but he has never been to this dead forest, so he just took advantage of this Chunin exam to take a good look around. Kushina, if we go on shopping like this, when will we get the scroll? Naoki yelled dissatisfiedly at the side. He wanted to grab the scroll earlier and pass the second exam earlier so that he would not have to eat these unpalatable foods. What's the hurry? I finally came here, of course I have to take a good look around. I haven't seen wild boars, tigers, what do they look like? Song has read them in books. Kushina smiled and said nonchalantly. How could she not know Nawaki's 687 idea, but Nawaki doesn't need to pay attention to it if she has something delicious, it's just a pity that Jawei suffers. Who told Nawaki to always be against her before? Let him have a good memory this time. Kushina, who was looking at the surrounding environment, frowned and showed a weird smile, then continued to look at the scenery and lost it. And after a while, Nawaki and Jawei were also taken aback, looked at Kushina who was unaware, and shrugged helplessly. They all found out. How could Kushina not find out? Kushina probably thought of some bad idea again. Forget it, let's play with them. First, suddenly 3 people popped out from the jungle, holding the blade chains in their hands, bound Kushina one by one, and then strangled Kushina one by one. Ah! A miserable cry came out of Kushina's mouth, the sound was deafening. One is solved, and the rest is the 2 of you. 3 ninjas wearing Rain Shinobi Village forehead protectors grinned bloodthirstily. Hey, let's go, you are screaming so angry, only those 3 idiots believe that you have been solved. Nawaki rolled his eyes helplessly, and complained crazily in his heart, how blind are you, you can't even see this. I'll take care of them. Nawaki glanced at Jawei and suggested. Today he took a lot of anger, just a few unlucky children came to the door, if he didn't beat them up and vent his anger, he would be sorry for them. Please. Jawei pushed his glasses and shrugged his shoulders indifferently. He also knew that Sheng was boiling with anger at being run over by Kushina today. You fools, die, feel the wrath of your Senju Nawaki. Nawaki's hand nodded mudra, which is a water-style mudra. Roar! A ferocious water dragon with red eyes rose out of nowhere from behind Nawaki. Being able to summon such a large water dragon bomb technique in a waterless place, the strength of the rope pair has undoubtedly reached the level of Jonin. But this is what it should be, with Minato's teaching, if he still can't reach Jonin, Minato can kick him out of the school. This Konoha's genin, liar, liar. When the water dragon bomb technique soared into the air, the 3 genins of Rain Shinobi Village were frightened silly. They have seen such powerful ninjutsu from the Jonin adults in the village. Is Konoha's genin so powerful? The level of Jonin in our village is Konoha's genin. The people of Rain Shinobi Village couldn't help thinking wrong. The water dragon swept past, and the 3 Rain Shinobi Village ninjas had no power to resist, and were directly rushed away by the water dragon. Ah 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 ah! The screams of the 3 people were louder than Kushina's just now. Really, it's too rubbish, I can't hold it with one move. Nawaki walked up to the 3 of them, took out their scrolls, opened them, hee, they just matched a pair of scrolls, good luck. Hey, Nawaki, it's agreed to pretend to be a pig and eat a tiger. It's not interesting for you to be so quick. Kushina ran out, pointed at Nawaki and said indignantly. Ah, sorry, I forgot. Just now I was only focused on venting, and really forgot about pretending to be a pig and eating a tiger. Nawaki scratched his head in embarrassment. Forget it, remember it next time, don't drop it in seconds, or you will lose a lot of fun. Kushina waved his hand indifferently. He also knew that Nawaki was venting his anger just now, so he didn't care about it this time. Master Kushina, is still a very generous person. Ignoring the 3 Cloud Shinobi Village genin who passed out, Kushina and the 3 of them started their journey again. Let's hope the 3 of them don't get eaten by wild beasts. Master Hirono, we have found the target, the girl is 2 kilometers to the east. While Hirono searches alone, Jonin, who went out to find Kushina, returns with exciting news. Great, I met a group of Konoha ninjas just now, and killed them directly as a warm-up, and now the Lord is coming. Hirono was overjoyed. Finally found it. My dear brother, wait for my brother to collect some interest for you first, you can stay here with peace of mind. Kazuo Minato knew it and exclaimed in his heart, isn't Brokan and brother control the tradition of Konoha? Why did the people of Cloud Shinobi Village also catch it? That's the luck of Hirono-sama. We have searched for so long and haven't found any other Konoha shinobi. Another Jonin complimented. Gia, it's the same when you find the target, they will be 3 one by one, let's go. Let me harvest their lives. Hirono showed a sneer, and then ran to the east. The 2 Jonins also hurriedly followed, and they also knew about Mr. Hirono. The 2-kilometer road 0.0 is not far for the 3 people who are also the lowest level of Jonin, and they arrived within a few minutes. And after a little searching, they found their exact location. Little sheep of Konoha, are you ready to be slaughtered by me? Your enemies are here to collect the debt. Seeing the 3 figures not far away, Hirono lowered his head and muttered to himself, then raised his head, his eyes revealed a terrifying gaze. When Hirono was staring at Kushina and his group, Kushina noticed it immediately and turned around to look in Hirono's direction. Gia, you have a good perception, you can even find us, but you are still going to die. Hirono did not disclose the identities of himself and others. If one escaped, it would be terrible. But he didn't know that the opponent had the strength to crush them. Little ghosts, let's have a scroll battle, Hirono said again, and after he finished speaking, he exuded a huge murderous intent and momentum, wanting to grab the head start. But the 3 of Kushina are completely immune to this murderous aura, a joke, just want to deter them with this murderous aura, I think too much. A ninja with at least the strength of Jonin, Kusanagi village. At this age, it is not the strength that Shaoran village can have at all. It seems that you and Kalyan village have some ulterior motives. As the only IQ online Jiwei in the team, he calmly analyzed. As for Nawaki, give it up, this guy is a middle-of-the-road character. Kushina is not much better, relying on 9 tails, has always been crushed all the way, without thinking about problems at all. It's not a simple brat, but we have nothing to say. Besides, I'm really sorry, you are all going to die here today. Hirono didn't know the inner activities of the 3 of Kushina when he said this. An elite Jonin wants to provoke Kushina, who is cage level, and he is struggling frantically on the verge of death. There's a lot of nonsense. I was taught by my aunt to be a human being and watch the house today. Kushina didn't bother to talk nonsense anymore. What exactly did she want to do? Just grab the live one. She talked so much nonsense and didn't know where the other party came from. So at this moment, Kushina turned on the 9 tails golden body mode. She knew that the opponent was at least a Jonin, and probably an elite Jonin, so Kushina didn't dare to push her too hard, and directly turned on the 9 tails golden body mode to enter the cage level. His own chakra and 9 tails chakra wrapped their fists and appeared in front of Hirono with the body flicker technique, punching him in the chest. Dwang! When Kushina was about to hit Hirono's chest, the blue lightning style chakra armor flashed on Hirono's body. Like hitting steel, it made a crisp sound. However, Kushina in the 9 tails golden body mode is cage level after all, and the powerful force blasted Hirono out. Lightning style chakra mode. It turns out that you are from Cloud Shinobi Village. I said why Cloud Shinobi Village likes to stalk you, always looking for trouble with Konoha. Seeing the ninjutsu used by Hirono, Kushina couldn't guess who the opponent was. This is the unique secret technique of Cloud Shinobi Village. In other words, only high-level people can cultivate. Oops, my identity has been exposed. I didn't expect this girl to be so fast. She came in front of me in the blink of an eye. She subconsciously used the lightning style chakra mode. Hirono's face was gloomy. Originally, he wanted to hide his identity, but he didn't expect to reveal his identity to the other party without paying attention. That being the case, the 3 of them cannot be let go, and they can only be killed with all their strength. Up to now, Hirono is delusional about killing the 3 of Kushina, completely unaware of why the 3 of them did not ask for help. If you don't talk, then capture you and let Konoha's professionals collect information. 9 tails suddenly appeared behind Kushina's golden body. It is more like hands than tails. Each hand is condensed with a small blue ball. It was you were the 9 tails Jinchuriki, the one who killed my brother. However, at the moment when Kushina's 9 tails appeared, Hirono's eyes were wide open, and his eyes were extremely serious. Kill your brother. Who is your brother? Kushina felt baffled. In the country of Vortex, hidden village of Vortex Tide. Hirono stared at Kushina with a gloomy face. It was her, she was the one who killed his younger brother. Unexpectedly, it was God's will. But what surprised him even more was that a 9 tails Jinchuriki who could kill an elite army of 100 people in Cloud Shinobi Village would come to take the Chunin exam. Konoha is too shameless. Oh, I see, there is your brother among those people, but since your brother is among those people, then killing you can be regarded as revenge for the villagers of Uzuo Hidden Village. Kushina suddenly realized, and then stopped talking nonsense, lifted the 9 small balls behind his back, and threw them towards Hirono all at once. Even if Hirono is an elite Jonin, he can't avoid the continuous attacks of balls. What's more, Kushina in the Nine Tails Golden Body mode is a cage level, and his speed is faster than Hirono's, so with a few strokes, Kushina's hand behind Kushina grabbed a bankrupt of Hirono's and then hammered it up. Boom. Rasengan's power is nothing to say. Hirono was shot flying again at once. Even though he had the defensive armor formed by lightning-style chakra mode, he was injured. He is too far behind third Raikage, not at the same level at all, and naturally he can't ignore Rasengan's attack like third Raikage. As expected of Nine Tails Jinchuriki, even without the incarnation of Nine Tails, I already have cage-level combat power. It's a waste of my whimsical imagination. I have always wanted to avenge my brother. It turns out that these are delusions. Hirono held the wound hit by Rasengan, and looked at Kushina bitterly. Sure enough, he was still too arrogant, thinking that he was an elite Jonin, but in front of his enemy, he was not even a P. It doesn't need to be fully tailed, just borrow a little bit of Nine Tails power to hang him. Long-winded, like an old lady, look at the trick. Kushina didn't care what Hirono was saying or thinking, all he wanted was to capture this guy alive. So once again gather the Rasengan in the Nine Tails behind him. It's not that he doesn't know how to use the spiral shuriken, but that he doesn't dare to use it, because he is afraid that the ninja from Cloud Shinobi Village on the opposite side won't be able to resist beating the city. What if the spiral shuriken kills him? So let's grind slowly with Rasengan. And the sad Hirono is like a target, being photographed by Kushina's Rasengan. He was not as fast as Kushina, but he still couldn't run. He was caught up by Kushina before he ran very far, and then a small ball was photographed back. Repeatedly like this, even the lightning-style chakra mode can't stand it. No, Hirono's naturalization with the I Ching is scarred and crumbling. Kushina saw that the fight was almost done, so he stopped fighting. It would be bad to continue the fight. But it's really comfortable to pat the opponent like a ball just now. If you feel itchy in the future, you can find a rough-skinned guy like Cloud Shinobi Village to be your opponent and play with a ball. Finally, after thinking about it, he took out the triangular forked kunai sent by Minato and entered Chakra. She also couldn't inform Anbu. Besides, she is still taking the Chunin exam. It is best to let Minato handle this matter, and let Minato tell her the result in the end. Shua. The second after Kushina typed Chakra, Minato appeared instantly. This memory looked around vigilantly. He thought Kushina was in danger. But after seeing a scarred ninja in lightning-style chakra mode, he knew why. Looking at the surroundings, Nawaki and Jawei also had a lively fight with two ninjas who were clearly of the Jonin level. Minato was not in a hurry at all, and was ready to wait for Nawaki and Jawei to end. Anyway, with him around, the three opponents couldn't do anything. What's going on here? How did the ninja from Cloud Shinobi Village run into the Chunin exam? I don't know either. I just finished packing up a team of Rain Shinobi Village ninjas to get the scrolls, and the other party appeared not long after. But the other party brought the forehead protector from Kaoyan Village. I thought there was some kind of conspiracy in it, so I asked you to come here. Kushina tells Minato the information he has gathered. Good job. Leave the rest to me. You and Nawaki can take the exam with peace of mind. He stretched out his hand and rubbed Kushina's head with a smile to show encouragement. Kushina rubbed her nose, obviously very useful. Good chance. While Hirono saw Kushina and Minato start to show their affection as if no one was there, he immediately raised the light of hope and fled to the distance. As for the other two Jonin, he can no longer control so much. It is better to be able to escape one by one than to die here. It's a pity that what he didn't notice was how Minato appeared just now, otherwise there would be no hope. On the way of running, Chunin couldn't help but look back, and was immediately pleasantly surprised. Those two people didn't chase after him. It was great, this time they had a chance to escape. You said he was stupid, but he ran away in front of you. Didn't he know that he couldn't escape? Yo, look back, is this a provocation? This is definitely a provocation. Kushina looked at the back of Hirono running away like an idiot. I'm afraid you don't know what kind of existence this person next to me is. So what if you were allowed to run 400 meters, you really think you can run away? Just when Hirono was about to disappear from Minato's vision, Minato teleported in space and came directly in front of the opponent, and then kicked Hirono back with a flying kick. Time-space ninjutsu. The light of hope that Hirono had just raised was shattered again. No wonder the two let themselves run. It turned out that the other party existed like this, and they didn't pay attention to how this man appeared just now. Now he fully understood, but unfortunately it was too late. Water style. Hard vortex water blade. Post the bad bug. With Nawaki and Joey shouting, the battle on their side is finally over. The other party has been beaten unconscious, but not dead yet. OJBK, leave the rest to me, you can continue to work on your Chunin exam. After tying the three together, Minato waved at the three of Kushina and disappeared in place. The place where he reappears is Hokage's office, where he apparently left a spell as well. Minato, what's going on here? Did the people of Hidden Grass Village do something wrong? Sarutobi Hiruzen is no stranger to Minato's disappearance, but now he wonders how Minato tied up the ninja of Kauyan Village. These three are not ninjas from Hidden Grass Village, but ninjas from Cloud Shinobi Village. As for why they bring the forehead protector from Hidden Sao Village, I think Jonin, the leader of Hidden Sao Village, should know. Please, Uncle Hokage, go and capture Jonin, the leader of Hidden Grass Village. By the way, call the people from the information stealing team. Let's take a good look at the conspiracy between Cloud Shinobi Village and Hidden Grass Village. I really want to know what an elite Jonin and two Jonin wanted to do in our Chunin exam, but fortunately Kushina, who was playful, ran into them. If it is someone else, it is estimated that they will not see the sun the next day. Quote. Minato took a playful look at the three people who were tied up. They were sealed and couldn't make any big waves. Nani, it's abominable that there is such a thing. It seems that it is necessary to carefully check the invited allies and the ninjas who took the Chunin exam in the future. Third Hokage also knew the seriousness of the matter. Those who participated in the Chunin exam were Konoha's future, and they might be the pillars of the future. If they met this group of people and died inside, then Ju wanted to break Konoha's future. Quote. Wait, maybe I know what they want to do. Sarutobi's eyes flashed, and he thought of some possibility, but when he thought about it, his face became even more gloomy. I also have some guesses. I think Uncle Hokage thinks the same as me, but for more comprehensive information, let's find someone to investigate the specific situation. Minato is also in line. Obviously, he has already guessed this possibility. Haha, as expected of Minato, in a few years, you can take over my Hokage's position, and I can also retire early. My youngest son makes me very worried. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Minato with a smile. The more he looked, more satisfied. He was the best heir to the Will of Fire, but he was too young for fear that he would not be able to convince the public. But if there is a monstrous contribution, maybe there will be no problem. Let me succeed your Hokage. Although my dream is also to be Hokage, but Zhao Nuohao is your disciple that you should consider first. Minato looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen in surprise, and found that he was not joking. His eyes were full of sincerity and seriousness. Hey, it's not like you don't know the characters of Jiraiya and Tsunade. Asking them to be Hokage is more uncomfortable than killing them. As for Orochimaru, to be honest, his temperament is not suitable for Hokage. Let me tell you the truth, old man, I originally wanted Jiraiya to take my place. He has enough prestige, but unfortunately he refused. Even Tsunade refused to play. So now the only person who can take up the position of Konoha fourth Hokage is you. But don't worry, old man, I can hold on for a few more years. After you do something earth-shattering, I can pass the position of Hokage to you without any scruples. Now you can get familiar with the daily work of Hokage. Quote. Sarutobi Hiruzen apparently confided in Minato. Even he was chosen because Jiraiya and Tsunade refused to be Hokage, and I told him without reservation, just hoping that he would not feel bad. It never occurred to me that I am now only one step away from my childhood dream. Minato didn't expect to come across this topic today, and couldn't help shaking his head and smiling bitterly. Haha, blame your teacher, Jiraiya, who strongly recommended you to be the fourth generation. Seeing Minato like this, Sarutobi Hiruzen laughed and sold Jiraiya without hesitation. I think so too. The lecherous toad really wishes I could be Hokage. Minato roughly guessed that Jiraiya played a role behind it, and of course Tsunade must have contributed a lot. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly became serious. Then, Namikaze Minato, are you willing to take on the heavy responsibility to take up Konoha's future and inherit the name of Konoha's fourth Hokage? It's rare to see Sarutobi Hiruzen so serious. Maybe Hokage is everything to him. No, it should be said that Konoha is everything to him. Ah, I've already made up my mind about. Minato's face also became serious immediately. Haha, well, with your promise, I'm relieved. Now we're talking privately. You will officially take over my position in a few years. Now, come over and help the old man review the documents when you are free. Some Anbu can also be transferred to you slowly, and you can also cultivate your own strength. Think of it as a preview of how to be a Hokage in advance. Quote. Sarutobi Hiruzen offered his idea again. No problem, it's just that in this way, it is estimated that all the major families will know that I am your appointed fourth Hokage. Minato didn't refuse either, so maybe he will be Hokage earlier than in the original book. As for the earth-shattering event, what event would be greater than the shadow that killed a village? That's right, Minato has set his mind on the other four major national shadows, and his target is already there, that is Third Raikage, who has repeatedly troubled Konoha. There is no better candidate than him. When he kills the third generation BHDE movie, he will officially board the fourth Hokage. Haha, if you know it, they can turn the world upside down, your strength and character are impeccable. If anyone dares to trouble you, you can teach him a lesson. As long as no one is killed, the old man will take care of you, even if the other party is Shimura Danzo. At this moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen is full of haki rarely, not to mention he also knows the grievances between Shimura Danzo and Minato, so in the choice of the two, he still chooses Minato. Because Minato is the one that benefits Konoha, in terms of Konoha's future and years of friendship, he has always chosen Konoha's future. Then thank you Uncle Hokage for your support. Minato nodded slightly, agreeing to Sarutobi Hiruzen. The Konoha fourth Hokage proposal was finalized through such informal attempts. In addition to Sarutobi Hiruzen and Minato and the surrounding Anbu, that is, a cloud shinobi village ninja with no future is known. Master Hokage, the teacher Jonin from Hidden Grass Village has brought you here. At this time, 3 Anbu pressed a person over. Why do you arrest me? What mistakes did I make? I invite complaints. I want to sue, saying that you Konoha wantonly targeted the allies. Let's see how you Konoha will explain. However, the leading teacher of Kalyan village was not honest and struggled all the way. Even into the Hokage office does not stop. He kept yelling loudly, thinking how unfairly he had been treated. Shut up, I'll kill you again. Minato let out a murderous look all over his body, and immediately made the teacher of Kalyan village, who was chattering just now, shut up. Do you know the 3 people over there? Minato pointed at the 3 of Hirono and smiled teasingly. The ninja of Kalyan village looked up, and when he saw the faces of the 3 Hiroya, he was so frightened that he began to tremble all over. It's over, how could these ninjas be discovered by Konoha? They must have done something outrageous. No, we in Kalyan village don't know their purpose at all, we have to get rid of the relationship quickly. Master Hokage, I'm wronged, I know these 3 people, but we were also coerced. They captured our Kuing-sama and threatened us to wait for them to enter Konoha. We also have no choice. If we don't do this, our Master Kuokage's life will be gone. I don't know what they ask Konoha to do. Quote. This earth-shattering cry seemed as if he had suffered some great injustice. This made Minato have to sigh. This is really a talent. Don't cry in such a hurry. Let's check the information in the minds of these 3 people to find out whether what you said is true. I gave you a chance. If it doesn't match what you said, it's because you don't know how to cherish it. Quote. Minato continued to give him a playful look, then nodded to the Yamanaka clan who had just arrived, indicating that they could start. After hearing Minato's words, the leading ninja of Kalyan village trembled even more. It was frightening. How could he not know what role his village played in it? I just hope that Konoha's investigation team is not strong enough to find out anything. But obviously, his expectations failed. Under the investigation of the Yamanaka family, the whole story became clear very soon. Whether it was Third Raikage's plan or the role of Kalyan village in it, they were all exposed to everyone present. Our Konoha is really cheap. AC level ninjutsu, and AB level ninjutsu that I don't know if it will fulfill its promise, so Yukaoyan village sold us. Minato walked up to Akira Hirono, raised his hand and slapped him directly on the head with a Rasengan, killing him on the spot. No, 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 Konoha is not that cheap. Konoha is very expensive, we can't afford it. At this time, the ninja of Hidden Grass Village was frightened and shook his head crazily. Minato frightened him by killing the ninja of Cloud Shinobi Village so cleanly. In the face of life and death, go to hell with respect, nothing is more important than living. Minato also ignored the ninja from Hidden Grass Village, and immediately a Rasengan slapped him with desperate eyes. The world is clean. Report to Hokage-sama. There are still several ninjas from Cloud Shinobi Village waiting in the Kingdom of Grass, including Cage Level 1, Elite Jonin 3, and Jonin 5. At this time, the intelligence team reported another piece of news. Minato, I'll leave things to you about Hidden Grass Village and the people in Cloud Shinobi Village to you. Tell me who you need. Sarutobi Hiruzen also handed over such diplomatic matters to Minato with confidence. Bringing people, I just need to take Makoto to be enough, but what I want to know is Uncle Hokage's attitude towards Kaoyan Village, whether to destroy or stay. Minato asked what was on his mind. Get rid of the disobedient ones and support the obedient ones. After all, they are all allies. If they are all eliminated, it will also damage Konoha's positive image. Of course, it depends mainly on you. If you want to destroy it, then I will support you. Anyway, I leave this matter to you. Quote. Sarutobi Hiruzen pondered for a while, and gave a reply. Thank you Uncle Hokage for your trust, I also think it is better to support an obedient grass shadow. This time Minato has the same opinion as Sarutobi Hiruzen. The old man is here waiting for your good news. Sarutobi Hiruzen laughed and appreciated Minato even more. No problem, I'm going to hunt down the ninjas in Cloud Shinobi Village now, but I hope Master Hokage can let Anbu send 3 meals to Nana every day, and no one will give him food when I leave. Quote. Before leaving, Minato told Sarutobi Hiruzen about Kushina. Haha, it's a small matter. Kushina is so cared for by you, and I'm also happy for her. I couldn't bear to let him leave his hometown, but Nine Tails needs a container. Fortunately, Kushina met you. Sarutobi Hiruzen agreed, and said another sentence from the inner government. Meeting Nana is also my luck. Minato smiled, and without wasting time, Flying Thunder God moved and returned home. After telling Makoto the mission and the reason, the two set off for Kusanagi village. In fact, Minato is still very regretful. He thought that he could do some physical and mental work with Makoto at home, but he went on a mission again. But there is no way, he also wants to take this task. So far, he has also received Makoto's cage level development reward, but he has not received other cage levels. The last time I fought against 3rd Raikage, it was also a tie, and I didn't defeat him. This time, Cloud Shinobi Village actually has a cage level existence, which can be used to increase the development speed. In order to hurry, Minato took Makoto directly to the camp where Konoha was stationed in Rain Shinobi Village with the Flying Thunder God technique. In this way, it saves a lot of traveling time, because the country of grass is right next to the country of rain. From here to feel the country of grass, and then to the Hidden Grass Village, it doesn't take half a day at the speed of Minato. Where's Minato? Looking at Anbu who delivered food in front of him, Kushina asked in surprise. Master Minato is out on a mission, so I entrust Master Hokage to deliver food to you. Anbu is very respectful, he knows Minato's 4th Hokage, and he didn't hear the discussion between 3rd Hokage and Master Minato. Therefore, some respect is still necessary. This future wife of the 4th Hokage cannot be neglected. Ah, why is it like this? You don't take me with you when you go out to do missions, really? Kushina muttered in dissatisfaction, but he also knew that the mission he went out to perform this time must be related to the 3 Cloud Shinobi Village ninjas caught in the afternoon. But it is a pity that I have already taken the Chunin exam, so I can't give up halfway. Forget it, my aunt should stay here and bully the children. Thank you for the meal. Kushina handed the finished lunch box to Anbu and asked him to deal with it. It is not good to litter. At this time, Nawaki and Jawei also brought the food to Anbu. Yes, Nawaki and Jawei are also involved. Because Anbu thought that the food delivery was for 3 people, Nawaki also ate delicious food by mistake. Kushina didn't talk too much about this, and just gave it away. Ah, alive and well, and full of energy after a nice dinner. Patted his stomach, Nawaki was full of fighting spirit. Kushina, I shouldn't have given you food. Besides, Minato, after driving for half a day, Minato has arrived at Kauyan village. At this time, the sky is just slightly dawn, and many people are probably still asleep. Naturally, Minato rushed overnight. After coming to Hidden Grass Village, he was not polite, and went straight to the guest room prepared by Hidden Sao Village for those people in Cloud Shinobi Village. Apparently Minato didn't want to waste time, so he got ready to start working, and then went home to sleep. The way back was different from the way back, and it only took a blink of an eye to get there. After arriving at a house, Minato's perception was activated, and after finding that the people inside matched the information, there were no traces. Wind-style the spiral shuriken directly began to condense, and then smashed down towards the real house. Although the time for the wind-style spiral shuriken to condense was only a short second, it still woke up the people inside, but the only ones who could escape were the 3 elite Jonin and the cage level. The remaining 5 Jonin were directly buried under the wind-style spiral shuriken. Konoha's people, so to speak, Hirono's plan has failed. When the people from Cloud Shinobi Village jumped out, they immediately found their attackers. It's just that after seeing the other party with Konoha's forehead protector, they secretly thought that their well-planned actions were ruined. I just couldn't figure out why such a well-planned plan would be destroyed. If he knew that the plan of Cloud Shinobi Village was destroyed by a coincidence, he wondered if he would vomit blood from anger. I can only say that your plan is very good, but people are not as good as heaven. Sometimes luck is also a kind of strength. Thinking of the intelligence telling him that Hirono targeted Kushina for killing, Minato wanted to laugh. Fortunately, he agreed to Kushina's mischief and caught a big fish. An elite Jonin ran to kill the cage level 9 Tails Jinchuriki. It is estimated that there are 10,000 words of MMP in the mind of Hirono of Pure Land at this moment. It's just too deceitful. Where is the cage level Jinchuriki who went to take the Chunin exam? It's so ingenious, it's so crazy that it's ultimate. The system checks the attributes of the person opposite. Life, Mayo Shimada. Age, 35. Ninjutsu, lightning style chakra mode, various lightning styles. Comprehensive strength, elementary cage level. Junior cage level, not too strong for Minato. Leave this cage level to me, and the 3 elite Jonin over there to you. Minato didn't want to say more, after explaining to Makoto. As soon as Minato raised his hand, the fire-attributed chakra surged all over his body, and then entwined around his body. It's late, but it's fast. It took only a second for the Fire Phoenix to form. This is the debut of the S-level fire-style ninjutsu, Phoenix Dance 9 Heavens. Weep. The Fire Phoenix looked up to the sky and cried, and then separated from Minato and soared into the sky, spread its wings, and finally circled in the sky and rushed towards Tien Junyang on the ground of the island. Boom. The blue lightning-style chakra rioted on Shimada Mayo. At the moment when the Fire Phoenix was about to arrive, with the powerful speed given by the lightning-style chakra mode, Shimada Shino dodged it. It's so easy for you to hide. Then what am I spending so much chakra for? I saw Minato showing a sneer, and then launched his mental power brazenly. The flying phoenix seemed to be summoned by some kind of call, soared into the sky again from the ground, and then attacked Shimada Junyang again. This ninjutsu can actually control it. In that case, then I will break you. Pulling out the short sword behind him, Shimada Shinyo injected the lightning-style chakra into the knife, and then relied on the lightning style to trigger high-frequency vibration waves. Lightning style. Supersonic lightning style knife. Shimada Junyang let out a loud cry, raised his knife with both hands and slashed at Huafeng's head. PFF'd. This knife split Huafeng in 2 from the head. Although the Fire Phoenix was cut in half, the power of the Phoenix Dance for 9 days also exploded. Overwhelming flames erupted around Shimada Junyang, and the raging fire was burning around him. But relying on the lightning-style chakra mode, Shimada Mayo forcibly isolated the raging fire outside his body, and then rushed out of the sea of flames. But just as he rushed out of the sea of flames, a powerful fire tornado swept over again. Fire style, flame burning to the sky. The indifferent voice of Konoha Shinobi was copied by the ear. Shimada Shinobi's face changed slightly. The rhythm of this attack is a bit fast, doesn't the other party need to seal? Well, I have to say that Mayo Shimada guessed right, Minato really doesn't need seals. So the moment he rushed out of the Sea of Flames, Minato immediately released the A-level fire-style ninjutsu Raging Flames. But this is not over yet. After Lai Yantian was released, Minato created a high-pressure wind ball again and shot him into Lai Yantian. This is wind-style ninjutsu from Angle, crushing harm. When fire-style, wind-style, and lightning-style reached 100% development, all the ninjutsu of S rank and below were taught to Minato in one go. So Minato Mobile Turret Battle, this time is the first two. With the blessing of wind-style press harm, the power of the fire tornado is even stronger. Boom! Minato split a shadow clone again at this time. Fire-style, Fire Dragon Flame Bomb. Fire-style, the fire is extinguished. 2B level fire-style ninjutsu sprayed out from the mouth of the main body and shadow clone, together with the combination ninjutsu of Lai Yantian, pinched Shimada Mayang who had just stepped out of the Sea of Flames. This kid really doesn't need a seal to unleash fire-style ninjutsu, how on earth did he do it? And this kid's chakra is too much, and he has released so many fire-style ninjutsu with extremely powerful range and power, and he still looks like a normal person. Shimada Junyang was very anxious, and he couldn't last long if he went on like this. The overwhelming Sea of Flames, the ferocious fire dragon, and the fire tornado that swept over at the beginning were almost all unleashed by Minato in an instant. Facing the siege of these three fire styles, Shimada Shino put away the short sword, took a deep breath, and then his muscles collapsed. Don't underestimate me, I am the second expert in Cloud Shinobi Village, lightning style, lateral bolt of pain. Shimada Shinyo roared wildly, put the lightning-style chakra in both hands according to the records, turned them into hand knives, and continuously slashed towards the three fire styles that rushed towards him. PFF'd, PFF'd. The ferocious fire dragon and the crazily spinning fire tornado were all broken in the continuous lateral bolt of pain by Shino Shimada, but the huge impact of fire style also made him keep retreating. Finally, he stepped into the Sea of Flames formed by Fengwu Nine Heavens again. And the Sea of Flames that had been extinguished also rushed in. Finally, the combination of Phoenix Dance Nine Heavens, flames burning the sky and suppressing harm, and the four major ninjutsu of Fire Dragon Flame Bullet and Huo Huo Mieke overlap each other, making the temperature of the flames continuously increase. The sound of crackling in the air continued to move eastward, and the red flame gradually turned crimson. Shimada Mayo was also very uncomfortable in the Sea of Flames. The temperature was too high, even if he was driving the lightning-style chakra mode, it was a bit unbearable. So after offsetting the impact of fire style, Shimada Mayo immediately chose a direction and rushed out of the flames. Mayo Shimada, who rushed out of the Sea of Flames, was panting. The continuous lateral bolt of pain just now was a bit exhausting. It's just that he knows that the battle is not over yet, and the monstrous young man on the opposite side is staring at him covetously. Minato stared blankly at Shimada Mayo who was panting. He was very satisfied with his fire-style feast just now, and between raising his hand and throwing his feet, fire-style shot out continuously. Except for Phoenix Dance Nine Heavens, which needs a little time to condense the fire attribute chakra, other fire styles can basically be released instantly. However, Fengwu Judian is an S-level ninjutsu after all, which is understandable. As for why they stopped and did not continue to attack, it was because Minato was paying attention to Makoto's battle. Anyway, this Shimada Mayo can't escape. After Makoto's Mangekyo Sharingan evolved into Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, this is the first time he has fought, so it is natural to observe carefully. This moment reaches Makoto, surrounded by half-length samurai wearing armor and holding weapons. That's right, this is Susanoo's third stage. In fact, Makoto can barely use the fourth stage now, that is, Susanoo with 2 legs, but he thinks it is unnecessary, just deal with 3 elite Chunin. This is also because he has just awakened the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and he is not yet proficient. After a short time to understand the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, the full-body Susanoo cannot be opened in minutes. Makoto controlled Susanoo to sweep the 3 elite Jonin. Every attack can cause a shock, and the 3 elite Jonin could only escape in embarrassment. That's when an elite Jonin jumped into the air to avoid Makoto Susanoo's weapon attack. Amaterasu. With a movement of Makoto's right eye, a dark, unknown flame appeared out of thin air on such elite Jonin's body. Ah! As soon as the flame of Amaterasu appeared, the elite Jonin was set on fire. At this time, elite Jonin kept slapping the flames on his body, but it had no effect. Seeing this, the other two companions threw the sand and soil at him, which was the only way they could do without water style. But the flame of Amaterasu is known as an inextinguishable flame, so how could sand be able to extinguish it? Not long after, this Jonin was turned into a pile of ashes under the flames of Amaterasu, and the scalps of the other two elite Jonins were numb. They looked at each other, then nodded, and ran away randomly. You can't fight at all, what else can you do if you don't run, stay for nothing and die? That woman is wearing that armored monster all over her body. It's not that they haven't tried to attack, but the attack doesn't work at all. So if you don't run at this time, it's better to wait. But the two of them were also stupid. After running like this, the door behind them was wide open, giving Makoto a chance. Makoto's right eye moved again, and the flame of Amaterasu appeared on the back of an elite Jonin again, and surrounded him. Then he threw the weapon in Susanoo's hand to the other one, piercing him directly. At this point, the three elite Jonin were completely killed by Makoto. And Makoto's Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan's first battle was also perfect. Thanks to Minato, as expected of Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, I have used the ability so many times, and I don't feel any body pain while driving Susanoo. If it was changed before, the eyes would definitely hurt to death, and the eyesight would also decline. How could it be as easy as it is now? Touching his eyes, Makoto muttered to himself. Seeing that his side has been resolved, Makoto turned his head to look at Minato's side, and found that Minato was also looking at him, and couldn't help but smile softly. And such a big movement has already alarmed other people in Kalyan village. But they came too slowly. No, maybe it should be said that Makoto and the others dealt with the enemy too quickly. When Kaoyang from Kalyan village came with his subordinates, all he could see was a dead body pierced by a sharp weapon, Shimada Mayo who was panting, and the boundless sea of flames. People from Konoha village, you wantonly attack our Kalyan village. This is not something an ally should do. Cao Ying immediately recognized Makoto and their origins. What are the things that allies should not do? I think you should know the best, but your greed still makes you do things that you should not do, am I right? Minato glanced at Cao Ying inscrutably, and said something that some people in Cao Yin village could not understand. But Minato only needs soakage to be able to understand. I do not know what you're talking about. Cao Ying's eyes flickered for a moment, and she immediately denied it. Anyway, I just beat him to death and refused to admit it, so what can you do to me? For a mere C-level ninjutsu and a B-level ninjutsu that you don't know can be cashed in, your Hidden Grass village sold our Konoha to Cloud Shinobi village, and asked them to lead a team to intercept the genius genin of our village, you still say have no idea. It seems that you have no intention of sincerely repenting. If so, I will let you stay, go to hell with the fools of Cloud Shinobi village. Minato pronounces Sokage guilty. HMPH, how dare you slander me like this, I suspect that you are not from Konoha at all. Besides, there are only two of you here, and we were afraid that you would fail. The ninjas of Kalyan village obeyed the order and took down these two gangsters who were trying to attack the village. Quote, Kuo Ying didn't admit what he did at all, but wanted to kill Minato and the two of them instead. Because once he admits it, then the whole village will know that he sold Konoha for selfish reasons, and they may not necessarily obey his orders at that time. Because there is another force in the village who has always disobeyed his leadership. The strength of the two is evenly matched, and he only has a slight upper hand. But the people from the other forces are not fools. Looking at the appearance of Cao Ying, they know that this matter is almost true. Cao Ying, I believe that the people of Konoha will not lie. I think you should cooperate with the investigation. If you are really innocent, I believe that the people of Konoha will not embarrass you. The great elder of Kalyan village stood up and said that he was the leader of another force that opposed Kaoyang. Great elder, what do you mean? It's not that you colluded with Konoha to harm the village. Cao Ying started to beat back. Okay, you don't have to quibble, and I don't have time to listen to your nonsense, Sao Ying, we have all the information in Konoha, so it doesn't matter if you admit it or not. Because whether you admit it or not you are going to die. Quote. Minato glanced at Sokage with disdain. What are you? If I say you are guilty, you are guilty. If sophistry is useful, our Konoha intelligence team does not need to exist. HMPH, if you insist on pinning the crime on me, no matter how I explain it, it's useless. Sao Ying snorted coldly, and then asked all her direct descendants to come forward and surround Minato and others. A big battle is imminent. But for Minato, these are all dead soldiers and crab generals, not worth mentioning at all. Just right, fire styles burning, and the heat generated by Makoto's Amaterasu's flame are also enough. Looking up at the sky, there are enough cumulonimbus clouds. Glancing at Sosakage and his subordinates who surrounded him, then at Shimada Mayo who was beside him, and finally at the great elder of Kalyan village, Minato showed a teasing smile. You are really courting your own death. If I don't fulfill your words, am I sorry for you? Minato said while raising his right hand. Chi 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 chi. Thousands of bird songs sounded from his right hand, but Minato didn't intend to release Chidori. Chidori is just an introduction. Looking up, sure enough, thunder and lightning are already galloping on the cumulonimbus clouds in the sky. A trace of lightning arc danced around the cloud. As time passed by second, the lightning above the head had gathered to a very large extent. Minato came to Makoto's side. Chidori pointed to the sky, and saw that the thunder and lightning in the cumulonimbus cloud formed a ferocious unicorn head, with red eyes staring at the people below. However, the unicorn given by the system is different from the original version. The original version seems to be released on a rainy day, but now as long as there is enough heat to turn into cumulonimbus clouds, it will be fine. Enjoy the thunder and lightning feast I prepared for you, especially you Shimada Mayo, who didn't know that your lightning-style chakra armor could defend against my S-rank lightning-style ninjutsu. Disappear with the thunder, you, Bloom. Keelin. Minato held Kushina in a space teleport and left the encirclement, then waved his right hand at the unicorn in the sky. Roar. The unicorn in the sky roared, got into the clouds, and then re-drilled out again to reveal the unicorn's head, and attacked downwards. 1/1000th of a second later, Kirin came into the world. Boom. Blazing thunder and earth-shattering explosions came one after the other. The lightning pillar piercing the sky hit the ground, and the broken stones floating on the ground were all smashed by the thunder pillar. A large amount of black smoke floated from the ground, covering everyone's sight. Ding! Congratulations to host for killing a large number of special Jonin, randomly rewarding 3% of Sage body development. Ding! Congratulations to host for killing quasi-winning ninjas, randomly rewarding B% of fire style development. At this time, the system prompt sounded, and a bunch of development rates contributed by Kalyan village followed. When the black mist dissipated, it was found that all the ninjas in Kalyan village, including Kuo Ying, had died and turned into charred corpses. As for Shimada Shinyo, I have to say that his life is very high, and he survived with the lightning-style chakra armor. Minato also knows that he is not dead. After all, the system's prompt did not come. Ahem, wow. Shimada Shinyo knelt on the ground with one knee, supported the ground with one hand, covered his mouth with the other, and kept wiping the blood that was vomiting blood. The power of Minato's blow was too great, and he was now on the brink of death. I have to admire you for being able to survive the unicorn. It seems that your lightning-style chakra mode cultivation level is not low. But even so, you will die in my hands. Goodbye, don't feel lonely when you go down, your third Raikage will come to accompany you in a few years. Quote. After Minato finished speaking, Maruko took shape of the dart in an instant and shot towards Shimada Mayang. Ding! Congratulations to the host for killing a junior Kage level, randomly rewarding 8% of fire style development. Not bad, 8% fire style development is also good. The system looks at my properties panel. Host. Namikaze Minato. Age. 15. Strength level. Elementary Kage level. Ninjutsu. Various fire styles, various wind styles, various lightning styles, various sealing techniques, various wood styles, various flying thunder god techniques, space teleportation, eye of insight, perception. Taijutsu. Leaf great whirlwind, leaf strong whirlwind, Konoha bad rock. Illusion. Narukumi technique, dark walk technique. Fire element development rate 34.8%. Wind element development degree 25.2%. Thunder element development rate 24.9%. Sage body development 53.6%. Spiritual development 99.5%. The development degree of the second stage of the space is 16.1%. The development rate of the second stage of the seal is 18.3%. Comprehensive strength. Advanced cage level. Well, the degree of development has increased in different ways, and Shadow Clone is still working very hard these days. When Minato is not doing tasks, he will be divided into a large number of Shadow Clone every night to start to increase the development speed of various types. Pause when the task is out. Don't delay a little bit of things. Anyway, what should be busy is Shadow Clone. Sleepy body only needs to practice lightning style chakra mode. No way. Sage body needs to be developed by oneself, and practicing lightning style chakra mode is obviously better than simply exercising the body. Quote. You are the great elder of Kalyan village. My name is Namikaze Minato. I hope that Kalyan village will be a qualified ally in the future. Otherwise, it might be bad if you were struck by lightning one day, just like yours today. Like a grass shadow. Minato said it seemingly casually, but even the great elder of Kalyan village didn't dare to listen casually. Looking at the shadow of the grass where the bones are not yet cold, his whole body trembled. The young man in front of him may not look very young, but his strength is ridiculously strong. Master Minato, don't worry, Hidden Grass Village will definitely be a qualified ally and will not do anything like selling Konoha again. The great elder is very upright, knowing that Minato is increasing his prestige. From now on he will not be the great elder, but the new grass shadow of Kalyan village. Well, it's okay, you can go back, and you can come and deal with the traces here after a while. Seeing that the great elder is so knowledgeable, Minato doesn't say anything anymore. Anyway, it's the same to support anyone, and it's good to have a good leader to succeed. After looking around, Minato took Makoto back to Konoha after putting away Shimada Mayo's body and putting it in the storage scroll. Come to the Hokage office and hand over Shimada Shino's body to him, and report on this operation, which includes the detailed process of killing Cloud Shinobi Village and Kusakai, and supporting the Great Elder to become the new Sokage. Yes, you did a great job. In the next few days, you can accompany Kushina to take the Chunin exam. Speaking of which, she is also responsible for uncovering the spy in Cloud Shinobi Village this time. Sarutobi Hiruzen was very pleased with Minato's move. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.